neaten my hair. Did I bring everyone in?
Yay!
No. Good evening.
Yeah,
I thought I removed them by accident, but I didn't. We're still here. Good evening and welcome to the Christmas show of Shadow Whispers in the Night, the last one of 2022. 2 years running in November, and this is our second Christmas show.
Ooh.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hard to believe we are so close to the new year now.
Already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Already.
Or new gen?
Huh?
Did he say new year or new you?
New year. There's never new me. I don't need to change.
Well,
I don't need to change. Hi, Brad. I am good.
You've tried that once 2 years ago. Didn't quite work out so well.
I did, and it didn't work out, and I didn't like it. So I reverted back to the old me. It's nicer. It's better. It's funnier. It's more random, and you don't know what you're gonna get, which is the best thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for example, with you never know what you're going to do because for me, I'm always taking bets on what color hair you're going to have.
Well, now, let me tell you, I haven't watched, but I have my hat on me. It is a little bit blue at the minute, a little bit blue, and then the rest of it is natural grey.
I knew that was going.
Natural grey. And I've always dyed it grey, and then the natural came out of it, and it looks nice, and it makes me look mature. I'm not really, but it makes me look mature. I get away with it for about 10 minutes. That is all I'm saying. Let's direct the questions to someone else. Are you all started your shopping or finished it?
I'm done.
Yeah. No, I still have a little bit left.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what about you, Tan? Why are you having that face, Miss Tan?
I've got to get some food and booze tomorrow, haven't I, Tracy?
You have your birthday tomorrow. Hi, Pamela. Oh, she's having an eggnog and crisps and dips. And we have, what did I say? Resting Grinch face.
Yes.
I like that.
My resting Grinch face.
Have I done my Christmas shopping? No.
I did today. I started off my Christmas shopping today and I finished it today all under one roof.
Yay!
And how was it at the store?
Huh?
How was it at the store?
Say that again, Jeremy?
Nando's on mute.
Nando, are you in mute?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, I went in, got what I needed to get. Bailey's gin and tonic, ice. The cat treats, the dog treats, and thick gloves because I'm going to start preparing to handle my little feral Foster.
Yeah.
Like he's only, and I found out today he's a boy. He is a boy.
He's a boy.
Yes, because I got him a toy and I'm hanging it in his crate. So when he's playing upside down, he is a little boy. He's about 5-6 weeks, and you can't handle him yet because he's a feral.
Like you did.
But he's lovely. But I've no name for him yet.
Oh.
He's like a smoky tabby.
Is this the one that went crazy when Chantel was holding him?
No, that's Toby. No, that's Toby. He's here. Oh, he's mad. I know. I actually watched that video a few days ago just to have a look at it. I know, look at Fraser Tracy. And he's just not in the best of form. He's not in the best of form. So the little cat that I've taken in, now, I don't know why Zach is lying in front of the crate, but he's tiny. He's like a smoky tabby. He's a boy, and I've no name for him. I did watch Top Gun this morning. I watched it, and I loved it, and I said, that's it. His name is Maverick.
Farrell Fawcett.
But I don't know. I want to change this. I want to change it to something else. I mean, Maverick was just in a moment of time when the music came on. It reminded me when I was in my 20s watching the first one.
You have a picture of him.
Do I have a picture of him? I do. Well, I have one when he was in the crate and he's looking like,
The thing is, when he starts scratching it and hissing at you, you're going to call him every name under the sun anyway. So just see which one he gets.
I called him. He is tiny and he's lovely because he's beginning to play. He is beginning to play. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of him. Oh, Jennifer, we don't want that. Gosh, where? Oh my! I have too many pictures of my animals. I have a lot of pictures.
Nothing wrong with that.
I have a load here. Okay, here he is, and he's tiny. I'm going to bring it up here now.
Oh.
No.
Tiny. He's feisty. He spits. He bites. He came from a colony of feral cats. So,
Call him Damien.
Yeah, Ferris. Call him Ferris.
I would actually lean towards Mario.
say that again.
Mario.
I would lean towards Mario.
Mario is nice.
Yeah, I have been on a Super Mario kick for the last couple of weeks, so it's like every other day in my mind I'm thinking, it's me, Mario. And he always starts off as this tiny little guy in the video games, and he is
I could call him Mario.
Mario.
My collie is sitting there in front of the crate. Mario must have not ate all his cat treats. Oh, I got him a toy. You know those toys on a stick? So I have the stick sticking in my sofa, and then I have these like tentacles hanging down, and you can see the playfulness side of him coming out because he's only a baby. But I gotta hold him. I got thick rubber gloves because you gotta protect yourself a little bit, even though he's tiny. But it is what it is. He's a
Call
kitty.
him that.
What? Hi, Charles.
Just call him Tiny because that's what you keep saying. Tiny.
Do don't I?
Yeah, just call him Tiny.
Dasher. I call him Dasher because every time I go to pick him up, he runs. I call him Brian.
Brian's near him.
You always call him Sonic.
I was going to say cute to look at, but feral.
Excuse me if I keep moving. I've been kicked off my sofa. I'm perched on a stool.
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, look. Can you see him?
Where
No,
is he?
it's too dark.
I see his eyes.
Oh, he's
Hang on, I'll turn the light on. You can see him.
He's such a big baby.
Call him
Yeah, I'm
Jack.
kicked off my sofa. Can you see him now?
It's a
No.
Dobie.
Oh, good boy. Yes.
No.
There's a Doberman on there.
Anybody got any plans for Christmas? Who is it said it? Who said it? I can't remember who said it. Any Christmas traditions that you do on Christmas Day?
Nah, stay in bed. Watch telly.
And what about you? Nigel?
Oh, this.
Me,
Oh, Matt.
I'll be.
Oh,
Michael,
sorry.
I'll be up at
Go ahead.
what 6 o'clock in the
Crack it
morning with the boys. It'll just be chill out with films while they play with their toys. Me and Sarah have a little drink, and then just
Yay.
real chilled
6
out.
o'clock in the morning.
No, not 6 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say, you start early, Mike.
Yeah, you have your what do you call it, mimosa, or your Irish coffee, or
Irish
Bailey's
coffee.
and coffee. Bloody hell, yeah. I'd have everything done from the night before.
He just appeared out of nowhere.
No, he's at my feet. No. Would Santi bring you something?
He knows Christmas is coming, so he wants his treats.
He did, and then Santi. Well, Riley took one of the presents out of the bag earlier, one of the dog toys, and he's not on the couch anymore, but his toy is gone as well, so he must have took his toy with him. It's a long snake with a rattling paper in it. And Raymond, are you coming in? Hi, Jonathan. And then we have Raymond. Yeah, Raymond, we're only starting. Now, Tracy has a card game called, what is it? Cards Against Humanity. It is quite vile, but bloody hilarious. But there will be some cards removed from it. But There are some very funny parts in it.
yes.
I remember somebody was reading it out in TikTok one night. Too funny, way too funny. Okay, Raymond, I'll send you the link now.
Yes, and then tomorrow night, Tanya, what we got? We got Cards Against Humanity, Dirty Pictionary.
Yeah,
I don't know what Dirty Pictionary is, but it sounds fun.
some weird game with a pancake thing. What's it called?
Oh, that water
Tortilla
thing.
A rat.
Where is this being done now? In Tanya's house?
Yeah, we've got great crashing around to hers.
Well, then I have to video. I want to see. I want to be in the game.
Yes, and I've actually been told by me dad not to come home for the rest of the night, stay out. And I'm like,
Oh, that sounds interesting, Charles. I'm investigating the grave of a Buffalo soldier. I would love to know more about that.
sounds good.
Has anybody been out investigating in the last few weeks? Are you finished with your investigations for this year?
I'm done.
Are you all
Yeah.
finished?
We did our last one a couple of weeks ago.
There you
Flaggy.
Wednesday.
That's
Well,
new
Ray-
now. What a party. Maggie's is new now.
Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy's probably explain. I'm the only one here that's not actually an investigator.
Yeah. He's not an investigator.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a film
And what do
producer.
you do, Tan? If you're not an investigator, what do you do? And you're part of the paranormal as well? No. And this is-
No, I'm going to be filming Tracy and her team,
that's going to be so cool. I know.
following them around for about a year and a half.
God,
That's
help her.
going to be amazing for a year and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whether she wants me to or not.
And the Tracy now used to hate the camera. Now you can't.
Oh
get
no,
it.
I've already said I'm gonna be behind the camera. You got me on these, and I don't know how.
Listen, it's the luck of the Irish. It's the luck of the Irish. I have my ways. I am very charming.
You're very.
I seem to get a few things. I just don't know how I
You
do.
get your own way by stamping your feet.
No, I say I will. I won't text anyone. I have no idea to do that. I am joking. I'm joking. I think my next investigation is on the 29th of December because I was supposed to be out last weekend, but I was sick, so we didn't make it out. So we're going to be out on the 29th of December, just in the museum beside us, the Drogheda Museum, Millmount.
I've took Tanya out on a couple of locations, not my team's locations, but somebody else's locations.
Hi, Valerie.
And then I took her the other week to a Victorian seance.
Yeah, that was good. Enjoyed
How did that go? That was a Victorian seance. How did it go?
I've never done the talking board, Ouija board before. That was great.
And I can see, yeah, so we had the Ouija board out with us, so I call it spirit board, other people call it that. And obviously we was using it, it was working, and I could see Tan looking, so every single one of my team all went fingers off, and it was still moving, and she was like, okay, this is okay. So yeah, we had that.
Did it work, or was it? Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
did it? I mean, this is the Ouija. Does anyone do the Ouija? Raymond, do you do it? Nando, do you do it? Brian, Jeremy, Matt, do any of you do the Ouija board?
I don't.
I don't.
I do not.
I do.
I don't regularly, but I do know how to properly use it. But I just, it's one of those things where it's just like any other investigative tool.
Exactly.
Some things we like, some things we don't. That's just not one of my things I regularly use.
Nah.
It's when it does mistakes are made.
But then, as you say, I'm probably trained to use it. But say we don't use it on communication, and it is just another tool of communication.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it's any more malevolent than any of the pieces of equipment that we have used?
No.
Or was it just the movies that made it look malevolent?
It's the movies.
I think the movies have, with the Ouija board, I don't tend to use it because I think, in my opinion, and again, this is my own opinion, I think it's a movie prop than an actual tool to use in an investigation. I think the problem is these movies have hyped it up so much that when people are using the Ouija board, they instantly think it's always something demonic. And I think it could be easily manipulated as well. There's certain people that what I call is planchette pushers. They would purposely push it to create an answer to a question or make it look like it's something personal.
And that's
But
why the planchette that I've got is we've had it made so that the slightest bit of pressure on it, it will tip to whoever's putting that pressure on it. You physically, just even the slightest bit, it will tip. But as I say, if you think about it, they was actually around long before the movies. So they was used long before the movies was even a thing.
I think it was sold like a board game in a way.
It was, yeah, good game, wasn't it?
Like a game. But I just think people have the wrong idea about the Ouija board completely. And
absolutely.
And when you're out on investigation, you know, I think, like so I've said this before on other podcasts, you know, they're too quick to say this is something demonic, this is something evil. And I've spoken to like Jen, I've spoken to Matt and Brian about this. You know, people are too quick to think it's something evil, and we're trying to step away from that mindset of going with the movies, going with these TV shows. Because let's be honest, the paranormal investigations are not how that they portray it, and I think that's why I avoid the Ouija board myself anyway.
That's it. We don't be the same as, say, we have this here and then we have this. So we're using like, this is the planchette, you know, and this is a recorder. You use both of these to communicate.
Yeah.
Are they not the same?
But they're the same like the planchette ones that you get for the spirit writing. It's still a planchette. You're still using. It's just another tool. That's how I see it.
I think, like we said, it was.
I think it can. I think it can be moved without even knowing that you're moving it.
Oh, absolutely. But like I say, Brian, we've had our one done where it's the most sensitive of like.
Yeah, and I get that, but you can still move it without knowing that you're moving it.
Oh no, we've had it moving without anyone touching it.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's what I always wondered. Like, and I asked this when I was on the UK trip to Nando and these guys, to Sarah and everyone. I said, if it can move the planchette, why do we have to have our hands on it?
It's just energy, isn't it? They go.
Yeah, I know it's just energy, but if they can move it, why can't they just moving it without us touching it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when we was using it and we all took our hands off and it moved on its own, I'll be honest, I sort of was like, shit, did that actually just do that? And luckily enough, the camera was on it, you know, and we have recorded it, and like obviously all that footage is going over to Tanya because she's going to be going through it. So
when it was moving, did it give you an answer or did it just move?
No, it spelled out name, but it coincided with the location.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've used it in a location. I've heard audio from something about not wanting to move the glass or something like that. I didn't give it much attention. Would I use it? I don't know. I don't think I'd be opposed to it, but it wouldn't be my. I personally wouldn't use it on my team.
Yeah.
If someone else was using it, I'd sit and watch.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in how people work.
I think the problem is when you're looking at the things like Ouija boards, and this is my own opinion, not disrespecting anyone, but you know, when you're trying to collect evidence and you're trying to show it off on social media, people could be very quick to say you're manipulating that, you're doing this, and I think that's the problem. Why I tend to steer away from those sort of physical contact sort of equipment. An EVP recorder, if you leave it in a room and you're in another room and then you pick up a voice, that's harder to debunk than using the Ouija board. So I tend to draw towards stuff that I can turn around and say, well, I can't mimic a spirit box. If it's coming through with someone's name, you can't, you know, it's hard to be able to debunk that. But when you've got your hands on equipment and you're physically touching it, it's easy for people to sort of say, well, how can you prove that it's really happening?
Yeah. Like dowsing rods. I feel the same way towards dowsing rods as well. Like I use dowsing rods because
dowsing rods and you get a gush of wind.
Tracy has a face that she doesn't need to talk.
Same thing with pendulums as well.
She has a face that she doesn't need to talk. You can tell by her face.
Like dowsing rods, I just laugh because I and I not like this with them, just spinning them. Like
I used them before, and I got them as a gift, and I used them. And let me tell you, it takes a lot for me to go, oh, okay. This, what happened in the museum, and I have it on video. I filmed it. Made me kind of scratch my head a little bit. It really did. I have the video.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. When you were using the dowsing rods and you asked the questions, did you already know the answers?
Yes, but I wasn't holding it. One of the girls was holding it.
Did that person know the answers?
Yes. But these could not.
Your mind can easily manipulate it without even touching it. It can give that energy right through to your hands to move it. I'm sorry, dowsing rods to me is just way too easy. Way too easy.
We were asking where Alan was standing, and so Amy was standing facing this wall, and then Alan was standing over here at the frame of the door. So we were saying, can you point towards where Alan is standing? And then, so from facing the wall here to Alan standing here, these began to turn, and literally, you know, when they go forward, they literally turned past Amy to point to Alan standing outside the door behind us.
Hey, everyone, I hate to cut this short, but I have to get into work. I'm about to pull up.
You're into work. Bring us into work with you, and we'll all do the cha-cha walk.
Sadly, I wish I could, but I can't.
We'll all do the cha-cha
I need
walking.
No, and actually, I lose service down here. But
enjoy work.
Thanks for the invite.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for the invite. Much love, everybody.
Enjoy
I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right, sounds good.
Bye. Bye. Sasha, what do you need, my love? What do you need?
Yeah, for me personally, if you were using the dowsing rods and then the person that, like, whoever's holding it didn't know the answers,
okay,
and it was doing something that to answer those questions, then I might believe it. I just think it's way too easy to manipulate. Even if you're not moving it, your brain can still move it with the pulses and the energies going through your hands. So,
but I'm assuming that, having watched Tracy and her team, I'm assuming that it's not the only method you might use in that one particular location. You might have several things going on at the same time, like your recorder and your and your I don't know what the equipment's called. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Like, of course, everybody has their favorites, and you know, for me, Ouija boards. I don't know. I think it's more Hollywood than anything. I don't like using them. I prefer not to. Dowsing rods I stay away from. There's a lot of other things I stay away from because, you know, it can be easily manipulated. I'm not a big believer in the REM pod because I think too many things can set it off. I could be walking next door on the carpet and it could set it off because of the ions. It's just I'm careful with those. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the recorder. I'm a big fan of the FLIR. I'm a big fan of the SB7. You know, those are mainly mine that I like to use. And obviously the number one piece of equipment that I have is myself.
Yes.
So, you know,
and the best thing, like, you have to document your findings. You have to document it. I'm just sending this link onto one of the other guys. I like to document my findings.
Like we were talking the other day about I forget what it's called. It's a black box and it's got two little rods that come out the end of it, and you turn it off and it feeds the electromagnetic field.
Tesla coil.
It's like, come on.
With
like,
Tesla? Is it a Tesla?
Like, no. I forget what it's called.
It's ladder to me.
Yeah, I just to me, like, that's supposed to be, you know, giving you the spirits are going to talk to you more because of this. You know, I was watching 28 Days Haunted, and they had that big huge thing on the table, and he was spinning it, and it's supposed to feed out these electrodes in the air.
It's the
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
It's like,
thick
oh
or
my
you
God,
put
are you
baking
kidding me?
powder?
It looked like it probably mixed pancakes better than it would actually get it,
Chicken flat.
get spirits, for God's sakes.
This-
Like, I think sometimes, and I've always said this, I think sometimes us paranormal investigators make
That's
it
what I'm saying.
really fucking complicated. And you're coming out with all these different things and stuff like that, which is really unnecessary. And to be perfectly honest, I think a lot of times the people are making it and selling it are just looking for money and trying to invent new ways to make something better and go, oh, this is the new thing, when it's probably a piece of garbage.
Well, that's it. And that's what I was trying to think of and I couldn't get it, James. It's the EM pump. Was that it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
But you can't have it on for too long because it's supposed to create headaches and so on. It's just to build up energy in the room. I had one before and I kind of left it on for
Here's
ages.
a new one by Ken Allen. Just have sex in the room.
I mean, well,
have sex. That's
I
going to
will
stir up all
support that
kinds of
idea.
energy.
I was going to say, Raymond, I'm going to support that idea too. I mean, that's perfect, my love. Yes. No, lad. Alan from the Drogheda Museum Millmount. Welcome, Alan. Alan, do you want to jump on with us? If you want to, let me know and I'll send you the link. This is a fabulous museum. Friend of mine.
Irishman.
Huh?
What's my favourite Irishman?
Oh, Mr. Alan Gary. Alan is from the Drogheda Museum Millmount.
Brian, to go along with what you were saying, another thing that pet peeve of mine is that people feel like they have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on all the latest toys just to be able to do an investigation. And I do agree to a point where you need to try new things, but you don't have to break the bank to be able to do that.
I think if this is my personal opinion, I think a lot of times they're going out and buying the new equipment. It's because it's going to look good in their video, not necessarily capturing a spirit.
Right.
Is it keeping up with the Joneses?
So I think it's about showing it off. Oh, look what I got! I got the new toy, and it's going to make my video look a hell of a lot better than your video.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of times it has nothing to do with the actual finding of the spirit.
Yeah.
It's finding of the people to watch my videos because I got the newest piece of equipment.
Well, that's it. I can say,
so,
bring me the goods. Bring me something that makes me shut up and say, "Oh my God."
But I agree with you.
I
agree with you in some respect, for sure.
I think the other thing is these TV shows, they make it look like that to be a paranormal investigator, you need to have all this equipment. A lot of people that don't really understand the field have a wrong insight of what the field's about. They watch the TV shows thinking, well, they got this equipment, I need to have this equipment to be able to step into the field.
Pressure.
And people are losing the fact, trust your own abilities, trust your own senses. You don't have to rely on this equipment. And I've got to be honest, I didn't know huge amounts about the paranormal, and I still don't. I'm still learning. But I got the opportunity to work with Brian for a whole week. And during that week, we used very basic equipment. It wasn't things that were bought off these websites. It was the SB7 and something as simple as a cat ball. Switch on, literally brand new pack, switch it on. And we did one at a tea room one evening. And all the lights went off on command when, I don't know if it was you, Brian, or Lex that asked the question. But sometimes, people need to learn. Go back to basics.
Old school.
Like Brian said, the first thing you should trust is yourself before this equipment. Because the equipment is designed to trigger, to be set off because of what we're trying to achieve. And I do think some of the shows do make it look like that. To be an investigator, you need to be.
I'll give you an example. I know of a team. I'm not going to mention any names. I know of a team that uses a lot of different equipment to only find out a lot of their equipment was faulty.
Oh my gosh!
And they were using it during their investigation, knowing that it was faulty, and it was going off and making their videos look better.
Well, that's just called bullshit.
Yeah. Yes. So, and I'd love to mention this person's name. I would love to put him under the bus but I'm just not going to do it. So
Give us a Christmas present and do it.
Yeah.
me.
I'm not going to do it. I'll do it after the show. How about that?
That's basically selling yourself out just to get the ratings, just to get whatever endorsements you can get. No, that's not.
Because
Well, you know what? At the end of the
with me, will you? It's pen, paper, recorders, camera, pen, paper.
That's it. It's simple.
No flashy shit with me.
But I think you're cheating yourself. The real paranormal investigators, researchers, you're looking for something. That's what you do. You're passionate. You work hours. You know, you travel. If you're going to do something like that, you're cheating yourself. Never mind cheating other people, because I am sure I'm going to put them to be clever enough than what they are to believe. You know, you want to be entertained, watch that. You want to be bored, watch me, because you're going to get what I'm going to get. And that could be like 12 hours and I could have 5 EVPs. And that's the real deal. But I'm not lying to you and I'm not lying to me. And here, if you want to watch and you don't want to watch, don't watch. But I know I'm not lying. It's the others that are cheating.
Yeah. And like I said to Tanya, like when she like said to me about filming, I said, there is one stipulation. There is nothing like, if you're going to do it, you do the real side of it, where you can sit there for hours and hours, days and days, and have nothing. You know, you've got.
I mean, that's what I'm interested in capturing, is like the reality of it.
Yeah. Not
what they'd show on TV.
Yes, what they give you, say 45 minutes. Let me tell you, if we got on 45 minutes what they get on TV, we can just hang up our recorders and our planchettes and we're done.
But you got to keep in mind too. Like I've done a lot of TV shows and stuff like that. You got to keep in mind they're investigating over a week, right? And they got to put it down into a 30-minute show. So obviously they're going to put all the good scenes or what they think are the good scenes. Yeah. Because I could be filming a TV show and it takes 5 days and it's only a 30-minute shoot. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind too. Like I understand what people are saying when it comes to, you know, the stuff that they're seeing on TV, but they're cutting it down and they're only putting in the best scenes. So.
Yeah, but you can cut it down and still show like, yeah, you can have the best scenes, but you can also show that to get these best scenes, they've sat for weeks and days.
Yeah, well, you got to keep in mind when it comes to a TV show, there's always a beginning. And in any TV show you watch, just watch next time. There's always a beginning and it grows. Then it comes down and then it goes back up and then it comes down to they want to take you on a ride. And that's what they're doing. So if you're watching a paranormal investigation like Ghost Hunters or something like that, you'll see them walking through, not capturing anything, just talking and having fun and stuff like that. That's that down. Then they're going to have that peak. It's like every show, every movie, anything you watch. That's always what happens. So,
I want to keep your attention.
Raymond's a writer. He knows this. You have to have those. You have to have those slow moments in order to build up to those big moments. So
okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to bow out now. Boyfriend's run off my charger and I'm about to go out of battery.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, naughty James.
So I'm really sorry.
You're no worries. No worries at all. Thanks for jumping in.
I love you all.
Yeah, I'd like to. Well, Tracy, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'd love to join you again and actually have a laptop open and everything next time.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Right, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Raymond's gone. No worries, Chad. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.
Talk to you later, girl. Talk to you later. Sasha, go on there, good girl. Hi, Elaine.
Now, I understand what you're talking about with the process of the filming, because over the summer I was doing some filming myself with UNI Research to do their paranormal puzzle documentary that's coming out in the spring.
Yeah.
And the thing that sets John apart, at least to me, is the dedication that he has towards doing the research. I've done my own research because I don't know if you know, Jenny knows this really well. In fact, she's done part of it because I come up with the concept of using the dog whistle.
Yeah.
Doing investigations. Yeah. But when I was doing it wherever I was at, minus the residential locations, but I didn't care to have a video camera on me because I'm not worried about trying to film this thing. I just want to see, does this work? Does it not work? What happens? What doesn't happen? And I just keep track of it with every location that I have. And then I pass it on to John, pass it on to Jenny, and they both have had their hits and misses with it.
Yeah. I've had more hits with it.
Yeah, more hits than misses. And we even utilized the whistle for the documentary.
Did you?
Yeah.
That could be brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really interesting because not many people do it. And can you say why you have used the dog whistle and what made you come up with using the dog whistle?
The initial concept was just to try to use it as a way of communicating with them, because when we get our EVPs, we can hear the EVPs on the recorders, but in real time, we don't hear them talking to us. So the next thing that came to my mind is the dog whistle is about the same thing. When we blow them, animals can hear them depending on what frequency they are, but we cannot. Mm-hmm. So what if I were to apply that towards a paranormal field? Would they be able to hear it? Turns out they do.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. But the results that we were getting was not anything near what I thought it would be. So I just took that direction and went with it. I just never thought that I would have to, because of one team, I never thought that I would have to tell teams that when you do start using these whistles, do not use them outdoors.
You always say that. I would use them outdoors.
I had to put that disclaimer, do not use these outdoors.
I would use them outdoors. Come to me. What did they get? Coyotes?
That's what they got. They got coyotes chasing them out. They were in the cemetery. They tested it out, told me about it the next day. I'm like, no, you don't do that.
Did they really? They got the coyotes?
Yeah, they had coyotes chasing them out of a cemetery. I don't know.
Wow.
Use them when you're inside the building where it's safe.
Yes. But that's, oh my God, that's funny. That's actually quite hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, a coyote's aggressive because I'm in Ireland and we don't have them.
Oh, yeah.
Are they aggressive? I mean, could I say, come here, little boy, come here, little girl, and like rub them? No.
Depends how hungry they are.
Oh, feck.
It's true. It's true.
Really? If I brought
well, you know what? You want to keep if you're living out here, you want to keep your cat and small little dogs inside. That's for sure.
Oh, well, that's for sure. That's for even with the eagles, the eagles.
Yeah. But where are you at?
Where am I at?
Yeah.
Oh, I live in Toronto.
Okay.
Now I was walking Max down the street. I think it was about 12:30 at night, and I saw a very, very big coyote coming down the street, and it was taking a look at Max.
Really?
And, yeah. So I picked up Max.
Barbecue sauce.
Max wanted to go see it.
Max is a doofus. I'm telling you now, Max is a doofus.
Yeah. So I picked him up and carried him away, and he was like he had to be about 50 feet away from me. And he was just looking at us.
I Googled up French bulldogs a few days ago, and someone else said it as well on the French. I was on a rescue page, and French bulldog I was on the rescue page, and French bulldogs have the worst recall. I mean, I'm sure you knew that already.
I've also discovered they're professional beggars.
They're professional beggars.
They're professional beggars.
I was just laughing over it.
You have a cardboard sign out saying "We'll do this for food."
He's a pain in the bum.
I was laughing when they were saying
no. Their recall. Actually, he's not too bad. He listens pretty good.
Brian, I have a video of you saying Max.
Yeah, but that was Dan. This is now.
Wasn't coming back.
He's getting better. But you got to remember from what I understand, the family he came from was Chinese.
So you need to learn how to say "come back" in Chinese.
So I don't know if
you're gonna have to go. My phone's gone dead, but I want to Google it. Of "come back" in Chinese. Let me say.
Ain't that something wrong?
I think Nando's looking it up for us.
Nando, are you looking it up?
Nando, you're on mute, buddy.
I just realized. Yeah, I'm just having a look on it now.
Okay.
Anyways, the French Bulldogs are stubborn dogs. And
they are stubborn. Well, I mean, they always say, hi, Nikki, the dogs represent the owners. Dogs represent the owners. And I believe that. Well, I've got 4 dogs. Yeah. And so with Riley, I'm lazy like Riley.
I don't think I've had him long enough for them to realize that yet. I've only had him for a month.
Oh, I can see the resemblance already, Brian.
God bless him. That's all I got to say.
And just to ask, Brian, do you know, they say that dogs can see things that we can't. Have you ever thought about taking Max on an investigation to see if he picks up?
I am thinking about it. But really? Max is easily distracted.
Like owner.
So he'll see something else and then want to run towards that.
Yeah, it's like me, squirrel. Where? Have a normal
Actually, you know what? He's like we say, like the path I take him on. We see squirrels, but he's not too interested in them. So,
I would go chase some squirrels before Max.
He's more interested.
These places, what kind of scents might be in different places.
Yeah,
and he could be going towards those scents.
Well, what I determined over the last week that if he sees somebody from far away, his ears go up. But I think the reason he's doing that is because he looks closer to see if they have an animal with them.
Really?
Yes.
I was waiting.
So when he realizes that that person doesn't have a dog, he stops looking at them.
Oh, no, my love.
But when somebody has a dog, he's all over it. He's all over it.
Really?
I determined that in the last week. When he sees somebody from far away, he's looking to see if they have an animal with them.
Why? Because he likes them?
Oh, he loves dogs. He loves other dogs.
You should get a second one maybe then.
No, good God, no.
I'm looking at Eric saying coyotes are fishes about as big as an Irish wolfhound. Are they really? Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey guys. How you guys doing?
They can get to a pretty good size.
What's that?
Really? That's amazing.
You can get to a pretty good size.
Yeah.
Because I know they're lanky. They've long, skinny legs. There's Miss Gillian. How are you? How are you? Gillian from Spook Trip Tours in Bear Offaly. Do you know who I begin to think I look like? Where's Wally? Do I look like Where's Wally? And nobody answer that now.
Sorry, I was running a few minutes late, by the way. I was on another show, so I got here as quick as I could.
You're good here. You're good here.
Yeah, I definitely see it.
Really,
Where's
Brian?
Wally? Yes.
Like it took you this long to like. Where's
no,
Wally?
I saw it right at the beginning. I wasn't going to say anything though. I saw it right from the beginning.
She does have the striped shirt. She does have the glasses.
Yeah.
She does have that hat.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And I've got my stripy pajamas.
So if you get about 50 more of us on here, you're not going to be able to see her anymore.
Really? we should have all dressed the same. Where's Wally? And do you know what I was saying? Like when people are saying, if you lived in a country with my Chihuahua Hope, and saying, eagles will pick Chihuahuas up. Not this Chihuahua. She's about 15 pounds. You're not picking her up. She's like a little marshmallow.
He was just on the other show. I was just on. So good to see you again, Eric.
Oh, excuse me. So we were catching up here on a few things, Nick, regarding like equipment, investigations. Are we finished for 2022? I'm not yet. I've got one more to do next week. Are you finished any investigations? We were talking about equipment. We were talking about the Ouija boards.
Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much over for the year for us. I mean, yes, obviously next week I'm going to be on vacation, but there's not going to be very much for us to go to. So, yeah, we're pretty much done for 2022. I'm ready for 2023.
I'm just finishing. I have to do my last one because one, I want to, and I was supposed to do it last weekend, but I was sick. And I actually listened to myself for once that, yes, it's 5 minutes away from me, but I couldn't. I know, Jeremy. I know. I listened to myself for once. And because I knew I was. I never listen to myself. I'm like, I'll be fine. I'll keep going. And I was good for bloody nothing. So, yes, I did listen to myself. And now I'm beginning to be on the mend a little bit. So I'll be good for the 29th. I will be good for the 29th.
Well, it's good that you did listen to yourself and not go, because in all truth and honesty, you could be compromising the entire investigation and
the people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in terms of maybe getting other people sick, but you could be compromising the investigation itself.
By what do you mean? Just by being there, by being sick?
So you're sick, you're under the weather. Now you're under a different kind of influence. When you go in there, you're not going to be as clear-headed, and possibly you could miss a whole bunch of stuff, or even think that you're hearing something when really you're not.
That's exactly what Alan said as well, that, I'm feeling different. Anything could be,
right.
I could be missing and stuff and so on.
Yeah, so if you're not really 100% or at least not close to 100%, you really shouldn't be going.
I was bad. I couldn't get off the couch, and I was like, I'm coming. I swear, I'm getting up. I'm coming. And every 5 minutes was like I wanted to close my eyes, but I was. I know, Jenny, and you're not joking. It's true. I don't really listen to anyone else.
No, you're not joking, Joey.
No, she's not joking. I really don't listen to bloody anyone. I really don't. I do sometimes. And when I do, it could be Carlsberg. I'm joking. No, I don't really listen to. I do sometimes. Now I'm asking a question myself: do I listen to people or not?
Well, I think the other thing too is if
I can say from experience, sometimes.
There you go.
I'm kind of going through that sometimes because I know, Jeremy, how you haven't told me to go and jump. How Brian hasn't told me to go and jump. I just don't know. Because I would have told you.
I think the other thing too is you need to get rest, and you need to take medication, and you need to do all those things. Because if you don't, you're going to continue being sick, and you won't get better.
And I've been sugars, and I've been so good. I've been taking my multivitamins. I've been, taking my antibiotics. I actually finished the course and not leave them halfway behind.
Multivitamins are crap.
Well, these ones are good. They're for older women.
Can I tell you something about multivitamins? Can I tell you something about vitamins itself? Do you know that vitamins, when you take vitamins, your body only consumes 9 to 12% of that vitamin? The rest goes out in the toilet.
Hi, Darren.
9 to 12%. That's it. That's all your body's getting from that vitamin.
The one that I take is
you're flushing down your money down the toilet, basically.
Well, the one I get is Revite or Rifalite. Water.
So 9 to 12% out of a supplement. Okay, that's all you're getting out of that supplement, that vitamin. Food is 90%.
I eat good food.
You better eat good, healthy foods, and you won't have that problem.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg. Good to see you.
Good evening, Greg. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing? How are you doing in this crazy season?
Crazy.
Crazy.
I got to ask you guys, since you guys are from the Chicago area, how is it outside? Because it just started raining about an hour ago here.
Oh, it's been snowing.
Snow,
right, Greg?
Snow. A lot of snow.
A lot of it.
Compared to what we've had. So wait.
We were waiting for the snow. We were promised snow. But no. It went from minus to whatever it was to frost to rain. And now we've got fog outside. So it's all good. Once the fire is lit and I have a glass of wine or a G&T and the Turkey's in the oven. It's all good. We don't mind. I don't mind. I'll know what the weather is when I look outside the window, or I'll just put snow sheets on my window, pretend it looks like it's snowing outside.
Well, Adrian sent us a picture last night, and there was a lot of snow. And I guess in like 4 or 5 hours time, the temperature there went from 50 to what'd she say, -6?
Yeah, I think it was -6. -7. Yeah.
So that's a huge drop in less than half a day.
It is. And I later that night I posted I sent a snapshot to Jeremy, Adrian, everyone else of the current weather map for our area, and I just simply it was literally as it was about to be on the edge of the Iowa-Illinois border. And I said to these guys, it's coming right at us. So it was one of those rare kind of events.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it was one of those rare kind of events where I kind of thought, the same storm and weather system that affected Adrian's area was now heading right towards us, and soon it was going to be affecting Jeremy's area.
Yeah. What's really bad for Adrian where she's at is she is just outside of the mountains.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
It's bad over there.
Lake.
Right.
I'm the only one who's sort of landlocked, but we can still get it pretty bad over here.
Oh yeah.
Like Gillian said, we had snow. We had snow last week for 10 minutes, and Gillian's down in Burr in County Offaly, down in the south of Ireland, and I'm in Dublin, County Louth, in the south of Ireland as well. We got none of it. I think the last snowstorm we had was in 2010.
It's looking for us right now.
Whoa, it's right. You're at the very edge of it.
Yeah. So we've already got part of it. Like I said, it started raining a little over an hour ago. I went to go get my mail right before the show started, and it was already raining. But according to the weather app, it's supposed to be snowing by 7 o'clock, and it's 5:30 right now.
Yeah. See,
I want to be heavy. Will it stick?
Oh yeah, it will stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the amount that they're saying we're going to get is going to be. They're saying it's a major snowstorm.
Really?
It's affecting not only just our areas, it's affecting several, like obviously like with Adrian in Colorado, it's affecting several states. So it's not just only us.
Yeah. How's it where you are, Greg?
I'm in northern Illinois, just by the Wisconsin border.
Oh, you're the same.
I'm about probably 7-8 minutes away.
Oh, from Nick?
From Wisconsin. You're only about an hour away from me, Greg, I think.
Yeah, I'm way up there. I'm almost.
Nando, what about yourself, Mr. Nando? What's your weather like over there? We're about an hour away from each other on a plane.
It's pouring down and rain over here. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's foggy here and rainy.
I'd rather have a snowy Christmas. That'd be lovely. Have a white Christmas.
Me too. But as usual, we'll get the snow after Christmas. Always after Christmas, we'll get snow. The last time we had really, it wasn't, I thought it was 2010, but it wasn't 2010. It was 2018, was it? We had really bad snow here in Ireland.
Wow.
I have pictures of it. I'll have to look for it because I had all the dogs out and out in the snow, and Riley didn't want to go in. But that's the last time we had really, really bad snow. I think it was 2018 or 2019. I'm not too sure.
It's a rarity for us to have a white Christmas. But either, I want to say it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. We actually had temperatures of about 70 degrees.
Yep.
On Christmas Day.
I remember that.
Choo.
You walk outside and you're first thinking in your mind that you have Christmas on your mind, but once you walk out, it's like it feels more like Easter out here or something. It doesn't feel like Christmas. Are we sure this is the right holiday?
Yeah, it's sandals on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I think last year it was 55 here.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But this year is promising to be a white Christmas.
It is. I mean,
that's what Jenny is saying. 2018, That was 2018, the bad snowstorm that we had. But our really bad snowstorm is America's snow shower. I just got my tongue there. Snow shower.
Was just saying, Michigan currently -8 degrees.
Wow.
What is it here? My phone has gone dead. I don't know what it is here. Because we were in the minuses and now we're not anymore. We're supposed to get a little warmer, which wasn't too bad today. A little bit foggy. And it wasn't too cold. I actually took my coat off.
We got a lot of ice right now. We got a lot. The lakes are all froze.
Yep.
We're making good ice, about 1.5 inches a day. So
that's the thing with ice. I power hose my back garden, and you got to brush the water down to the gully so it will go down. But otherwise, it's like an ice rink I'm creating in my backyard. But I don't go out into it.
Okay, according to my phone app, where you're at, Jenny is saying that it's 40 degrees for you.
What's that?
Well, it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so whatever it is, Celsius. I don't know what the conversion is, but that's 8 degrees above freezing for us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Oh, it says it's 1 Celsius here.
Yeah, over here it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit over here.
What about you, Brian?
For me, it's 7
right now. It's 37.
37.
37.
Yeah, so
Fahrenheit.
we're expecting that to drop really quick.
It's supposed to, at least for our area, it's supposed to, like, when it starts to get dark, which already it is. I was told, I think it was going to be like -10, so it's going to be chilly. If I'm correct,
way down there right now.
It's going to start kicking in.
We're getting close to that already.
It's 5 degrees here right now.
Yep.
What really sucks for my neighborhood is that they have been doing a lot of road construction.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They tore up all the roads. They tore out everybody's driveways, and they repaved everybody's driveways last week. So tomorrow, technically, they're supposed to come out and take all the tarps off so that we can get our cars in.
Yeah.
Being that all the snow is coming tonight, I was hoping that they would come over, uncover everything so that we can get all our cars into the driveways and the garage so that they wouldn't be on the street when the plow trucks come through.
No. Did they do it yet?
No. I even tried calling them. Didn't get an answer. Didn't even get an answering machine.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm hoping to find out, hey, are you guys going to come and uncover this stuff so that we can get our cars in? Because once they start plowing, we're not going to be able to get our cars out.
Aye. You'd be screwed. I think as Brian was saying, it's about 4 Celsius for me, which it doesn't feel too cold. Normally when I put the heating on, you cannot feel the heat. The radiators are not heating the house. I was told to put tin foil behind the radiators because then it permits the heat into the house. I've tried it. It's okay. Yeah, I've tried it, and it kind of like it's okay. I haven't felt it. I'm living in my electric blanket. Greg, we were talking earlier on about Ouija boards and on locations, and do you use them on investigations? Have you ever used them? Would you use them? And what do you think of them?
No, I don't use them. I have a couple collector's items in the basement here, but they just sit on a shelf. I don't use them at all. I use basically all ITC stuff.
ITC.
All spirit boxes. I use a lot of Katie Stafford stuff. And
cool. I think I've used the spirit boxes. I do like using the spirit boxes. I use them on every location I go to. I do because I want to, because I know their locations. And there's been some locations where, because I go with recorders. Camera, photographs, yes, but I like the camcorder and I like the audio. And I've used the spirit box, but there was one time with the spirit box, kind of when something makes me shut up, it's good. It's good. Yeah. I know, Jeremy. When something makes me shut up and think for a second, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because I'm quiet for about 10 minutes because I'm thinking. which is
Yeah, we
always
do.
sometimes not a good thing, but it is a good thing at the same time.
We've been doing a double. We've been doing basically double Estes method, or some people refer to as the double blind ghost.
What is that?
It's Estes method is headphones, eyebrows, and you have sight and sound deprivation basically.
Oh yeah, the Estes method. But when you say
Yeah.
double Estes method, what is
Well,
that?
double Estes, I mean the two people that are on my side, we're both doing the Estes method, and two people that are in Missouri or Wisconsin or Minnesota or Missouri all have the same thing. And we do a rotation with the people, and we go from location to location just to see the comparison between the responses. So we've been doing that show for quite some time, and
That really sounds brilliant to do the double Estes method. So you're doing it from one location and another location?
Now, yes. Now, when you go ahead and you increase it from 4 spirit boxes to 6 with the same questions, it amplifies the answers.
That's bloody awesome.
We've been doing that. It's really hard to orchestrate 6 spirit boxes and 6 people with the same starting time and getting everything down to where you're doing like 20, 25 minutes. Some people do it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I prefer to do it for 20, and then there's other people that do it for 25, which puts a lot of stress on you when you're under a period of time. So you have to be a little cautious of it. We're on break now. I took a break for the last 2 weeks just basically because it's wore on me. And no matter what kind of preparation you do, how far you have your intention, how far you actually use yourself as a conduit as far as your channeling is concerned, it just gets a little crazy.
What was the outcome when you have done, say, like the 6 people doing S? Were your findings the same?
We've had chattering or bantering back and forth between 2 of us, where we're actually talking back and forth and we have no idea we're doing it. That's happened numerous times, and it hasn't happened back and forth from here to, say, Missouri.
Oh my gosh!
But it's very interesting to see that part. Plus the fact that the answers we have, probably some of the answers just unbelievable, and they come right after the questions. And I just want to say real fast, I apologize for being late.
Not at all. Don't be silly. No.
It wasn't my intention, but with the snow coming down, we've got a crew outside of grandkids that have been busy working.
Don't be apologizing. We're delighted you're here. I'm delighted.
I gotta say, with the kind of weather you guys are getting, honestly, Greg, Nick, I'm surprised to see you guys here at all.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm off work, so obviously I'm still on vacation. So I'm staying home. Obviously, I had no reason to go out. I was originally supposed to go out earlier today to go see my social worker, who I meet with almost every 2 weeks on Thursday. But this time we basically made the smart decision of just doing something like what we're doing right now, just video chat. So it's definitely a smart thing. So I'm glad I was able to stay home.
Well, I was also kind of referring to sometimes in these big snowstorms, people lose power.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
I got a generator. So I don't.
This method I would like to share with you guys.
You got a generator, right, Nick?
We don't. We have something similar to a generator.
You got a whole house unit, right?
Yeah, I think we see if Greg, since you know my dad, if he was here, he probably would answer that better than I could, to be honest. So
well, you don't lose your power, do you?
No, we very rarely ever lose our power for
it's a generator that's hooked up to your electrical.
It's similar to a generator, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. Again, my dad would know better than I would.
Yeah. That carries you. You know, it takes a while to get it hooked up, but at least you keep things cold. Not to be as cold as at this time of the year. Just throw it outside, unless it's meat.
Righty. Another good way to use is the walkie-talkies and have the persons in a room ask. Yeah, we've done that before as well. I still have to go through the audio, but yeah.
Look at that, Brad.
Huh? If we lose power, I'm going to make Kelly get on the bike and Brad, go live if that happens, Brad. Go live. Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
We might be seeing a murder on screen if you get.
Boy, would these ever get controversy for having something like that shown.
she's got a little aluminum hat on top of her head, and you can see the spark going from there to this power source.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What's everyone's first invest? What, Jeremy?
Are you okay?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was coughing. Why? What did I do? What did I say?
No, it just seemed like you're going into a coughing fit.
Oh, I was. I mute myself because I'm tailing off the end of my cough, and I keep saying my cough. I kept saying my cough all day. What is your next investigation for 2023? What are your plans for 2023? We're going to start off with drum roll. We'll go Nando.
Cool. 2023. Well, as we got the Global Ghost Hunt, that's something to be excited about.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about the Global Ghost Hunt first.
Well, I think Brian should tell us about it, as he's the...
I'm throwing you in it. And Nando's going to text me saying, Jenny.
I think that should come from Brian. He's the big boss man of the Global Ghost Hunt. So... Do you want me to
I think Brian would like to know how much you know about the Global Ghost Hunt, Nando.
There you go.
So glad I'm asking the questions. I'm so glad I'm asking the questions.
If I get this wrong and he kicks me off, I'm blaming you, Jen.
I know. That's why he's going to mail me. He's going to mail me saying, Jen. Oh, we were like brother and sister, Jen.
So the Global Ghost Hunt is an opportunity for all teams across the world, supported locations, to join the Global Ghost Hunt to sort of... showcase their teams about how they investigate and what techniques they use. Locations as well, if they got a haunted location, is about showcasing their locations as well. And it's going to be a good platform for all the paranormal fields to come together. The first one's going to be run in May, and then the second one is in October. And it's just a good opportunity for everyone to connect with each other as well. It's going to be another platform for people to get to know each other and just work together.
And I think the best thing about the Global Ghost Hunt is that the first one's been run on May 2023.
What is going on here?
It runs for 10 days.
Yeah.
Runs for 10 days. So there's no rush in 24 hours where you're trying to get your teams in and it's ran diddly squat because the wires are being mixed up. This is running for 10 days, so you will always have time to catch the lives. Where's Brian? I don't know why he's come back.
Brian.
He'll come back in. He'll jump back in.
He was saying something along the lines of what is going on here. It sounded like he was.
He did.
Yeah, I think
well, first we lost Tracy. Now we lost Brian.
Tracy had mailed me. Her husband's supposed to be looking after the kittens, but let the kittens eat through wires of the daughter's iPad.
Jeez.
I tell you, Raymond, there'll be an Irish foot up your arse. What are you doing, Raymond? Excuse me. And then in October, Global Ghost Hunt starts off again. So it's twice in 1 year, and it runs for 10 days each. So you will put up actually you contact Brian if you want to get your teams. Sorry, Nando, I jumped in there and I totally take over. Do you want to
That's all right.
You want to take over? You take over.
No, you carry on.
Just me, like, kind of jump, run off. You contact Brian Laverty to.
Why? Why would you contact? Nobody needs to contact me.
Contact him and wreck his head day and night. He doesn't sleep. If he does, why is he sleeping? He should not be sleeping.
Oh, nobody contact me.
You should be on the job. And then and then register your team. And then Brian has a team of fantastic people like myself and Nando, Sarah and Matt, and Patty, and the rest of the guys that jump in and help him working with this Global Ghost Hunt. So you've got us to work with. Like, who wouldn't want to work with us? Like, really? And then, look, we had a show the other night. We had Canada, America, UK, and Ireland in the house. 4 countries working for the same thing. Yep. So it is going to be brilliant. It is going to be bloody let me tell you.
And I will say another team, and let me say this. Let me say this. Another team just signed up the other day.
Seeing that?
We are getting teams, and we're getting haunted locations signing up. So that's a good thing. So my sympathies, Brian. For what? My sympathies about what?
I'm working with bloody us, probably.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You can work with Jenny. You can work.
No, Jenny's been great, but I will say Jenny's a little. Jenny is
work with anybody.
Yeah, Jenny's good. She's good.
See,
I'm gonna stay neutral here and just say
Jenny on a couple of my own little projects, and let's just say she keeps it interesting.
How you haven't told me to go and bleep myself, I don't know. I even said the same to Brian. Yeah. I'm difficult to work with, but it's worth it.
Hey, listen.
She actually told me one time, I think it was for the second project. She actually told me one time that, it's good that I put up with her, but sometimes I just need to tell her to shut the F up.
I did.
Actually did that to her, and she did.
And he did tell me, Jenny, I'm going to use that card you gave me. Shut the F up.
Who?
And I was like,
I did.
I told Jeremy. I said to Jeremy, you need. I don't know how you have it in years. How have you not told me to shut the F up? So I gave him the card to use it, and he goes, Jenny, I'm going to use my shut the F up card, and I did. It worked.
Listen,
it did.
Listen, everybody. I have an ex-wife. So Jenny is a slice of pie compared to my ex-wife.
Oh,
so,
my God!
Brian, please don't even get into the subject.
Don't even bring that up because we got Brad here and he's got one, and he brings her up a lot.
No, his ex-wife so much that I feel sorry for his ex.
Me too.
Yeah.
Be careful what you say when you're around Brad.
No, Jenny. I pretty well figured out Jenny the first 10-15 minutes I spoke to her. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Brad, look what you did, Brian.
And
And what did you figure out, Brian? What did you figure out? This one's going to be an Irish pain in the arse.
Well, first of all, my father's Irish.
Perfect. Nice. Then he's perfect.
So, and my grandfather was very Irish.
Then he's perfect.
And one thing I learned very, very quickly with Irish people, I'm adopted, so I'm not actually biological to my father. So, I learned very, very quickly with Irish people. It's their way or no way. And if you don't like that, too bad. But you know what? At the same time, I'm a laid back kind of guy, so things like that don't really faze me too much.
I'm going to test you, Brian. I'm going to test you.
Yeah, but they're very stubborn. They like things their way. Very, very stubborn, and it's okay. I dealt with I've managed a company. I manage a company over 200 people. So,
well, let me tell you.
Jenny,
remember the date, remember the time, remember the show where you heard Brian saying, "I'm a laid-back kind of guy," and then you'll see him pulling his hair out. Actually, no, you won't.
No, you won't.
Let's put it this way, Brian. You manage a company of 200 people.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. And then
I had a lot of Jennies. I had a lot of Jennies on that staff.
Did you really? They must have been great.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I just Jenny's great. I think Jenny's the type of person. If I were to say a lot of plus things, Jenny's the type of person that will definitely have your back.
100%.
She will have your back
Absolutely.
120%.
I tell
And
you.
on top of that, she will protect you like a good
I'm
Irish
a
person
tiger.
does.
Let me tell you,
And
I'm
She did something similar to that about 2 months ago, actually.
Oh, sorry. I did. I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh, I kind of faced a wolf. And you know
So
what?
she will. She has no filter,
No, I don't.
which is
No,
a
I
great thing. I think if I were to put it in all into one, Jenny's definitely an acquired taste. you either love her
I'm like Marmite.
or you hate her. But
and
either
if you
way,
hate me,
Yeah.
you hate me, I'm still gonna have my rest and Grinch face.
Exactly.
And if you like me, well then we're all good.
Yeah, there you go.
Nick, that needs to be your next cup.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Rest
I
and
need to
Grinch
get that.
face.
I need one
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Yeah,
No,
that-
but overall, since
I
I've
was gonna
known
get
Jenny,
another one saying,
I think
"Good,
it's
bad, I tried."
I think I've known Jenny for about 6 months, 7 months,
I know.
and
Best
she's
month
been
of your
great,
life.
and I wouldn't have it any other way with her being on the team.
Thank you. Let's remember he said this, and then he tells me,
Yeah,
Jennifer.
ask me next year.
No,
Yes, and then he tells me, "You're stuck."
And worked for Jenny for 3 years, and I'm still on the fence.
Yeah.
No hole. No hole.
Well,
There's
and
a
you know,
lucky
for me,
number,
with-
Jeremy.
and for me and Jenny, I mean, we've known each other what now, Jenny, for about a year or so. At
No,
least?
Nick, are you
Oh, no,
kidding me?
I'm sorry.
Longer.
We've known even longer than that because, you know, obviously most of you guys know this all too well. I was always looking to try to expand and try to find new international paranormal connections, and obviously finding Jenny was no exception. So I think you might have been one of the first from Ireland I really connected with, Jenny.
I'm the only one from Ireland, I hope, because I'll be jealous.
There's actually others out there. You're just the only one who probably has a show, though.
Who the fuck are they, Nick? Who are they? Tell me who they are.
We can talk about that. We can talk about
Okay.
that later. Oh, I got a list. I'll tell you the names.
Tell me who they are. I can look them
Yeah,
up.
you know, I have to say this. I just now realized this about you, Nick, is that you do not have a background running, and you still have the same pasty white face that you've always had, even without the backgrounds.
It's the mask, Jeremy. It's the mask. He's a
it's
good looking
still-
guy.
It's still,
I know.
Without the mask, I would still have that ghostly white face. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't really matter.
Oh, Robin, I love
that,
Robin.
that light hits him, and it just completely wipes out his face. Now he's achieved that with the mask, and he doesn't have the background on.
Robin, let me know if you want to come in. I know Robin's not feeling too well, but let me know if you want
awesome,
to jump in
sure.
for like 5 minutes, Robin.
Let me get filmed better, Robin.
Robin, I know she's not feeling too well at the minute, but Robin, let me know if you want to jump in for a second, and I'll send you the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down soon myself, so I got some stuff to do, and I'm not feeling very great. So.
Oh, really?
But I wanted to do this show. Yeah, I've been sick the last couple of days.
Oh wow!
So
Too bad.
I'm sitting here, I'm
Sorry.
sweating, and I'm not even moving.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sitting here
Bad
sweating,
time.
and I'm not even
Bad.
moving. So, and I'm cold.
Oh,
Are you cold?
I'm cold and I'm sweating. How does that even make sense?
Oh, that means you're sicky sick.
Yeah, of course we're stuck
Robin,
with
let me,
you, Brad.
Robin,
Yes, Brad, we are stuck with you.
I'm gonna send Robin a link anyway, just in case.
But you know what? I'll even.
Might
I'm
jump in.
just gonna say it now. We're basically stuck to Brad, pretty much like with Gorilla Glue.
Hey, Gorilla Glue.
You used to use a different word there, Nick.
Or by the following.
I see those commercials all the time here.
Well,
How do you actually use Gorilla Glue? Like, how
Here's the thing about Gorilla Glue. I did not know this until we got our Para Unity convention when Brad actually presented it. I had no idea that Gorilla Glue actually came in a can this big.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Of Gorilla Glue.
This big of Gorilla Glue. I had no idea it existed beyond a veil this big.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did that woman win the court case?
Oh, here we go. He's bringing it.
Oh my god, he has it.
Yeah, that's why I said I'd be right back. He brought this whole thing to me at the Perry Unity event.
I had no idea that existed.
Oh, I
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that. I just didn't expect him to bring it.
That's some strong stuff.
And I was laughing so hard that he actually got this. And honestly, as of right now, to this day, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't have anything to glue.
Oh, I know exactly what you can do with it.
Well, it's probably not put it in my hair, that's for
You
sure.
that don't have the ability to shut up.
Oh my god, I have so many people I could use it on.
You know
Yeah.
what? Then,
That was the first thing that popped into my mind. I wonder how many mouths I can glue shut with this thing.
Did you really? Did
you know what? Once again,
Oh, I've
you
got
could
so
then-
many.
well, you know, the one thing is then after that, you could sue the hell out of Gorilla Glue, just like that one lady did who put it in her freaking hair.
How did she
Doesn't
manage
know-
that?
And
it doesn't say on the warning label, don't glue it on someone's lips.
I still can't believe she put that in her hair. I have no words for that.
Like a bold Brad.
And there was like 3 more cases that followed with people doing stupid stuff to themselves with Gorilla Glue, including one who put it in his or her hair. It was a guy. I think it was like a trans like thing. So he or she put it in his or her hair, and I'm just
Didn't somebody put Gorilla Glue on toilet seat one time?
in where?
On a toilet seat one time? Didn't somebody do that one time?
Not that I know of, but I wouldn't be
Really?
surprised.
I think I remember a story of something like that.
They've been wearing that toilet seat for a long, long time.
There was that other case I remember where, and I know I've said this story before, where there was a guy who saw the video of the first person who put Gorilla Glue in her hair. He didn't believe it was that dangerous, so he took a cup, put glue in it, and he was trying to make it look like he was drinking it. But the one problem was, not only did the glue get stuck, but the cup got stuck to his face. So he had a cup right in front of his face. So they had to take him. They had to take him to the hospital, and they couldn't pull it off. So they had to go through a relatively gruesome matter. They cut
What
his
am I hearing in the background?
What's that?
I'm hearing something in somebody's background.
Yeah, I'm hearing feedback.
What are you watching, Brian?
Not on my end.
I think that was Nando because he just turned off his.
I was
mic.
on mute.
Well, it wasn't on Nando's because he was already on mute.
Okay.
I was
Not
on
my
mute.
one, is it? I've got the Muppets on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could have been my phone.
Be on in the background, but I don't recall hearing the TV earlier.
No, it's the Muppets.
The
Okay.
kid
Yeah, I
chewed
think
it
it
like
is.
gum.
I
What?
think it is.
Maybe somebody's listening.
It's not coming from my end, obviously.
I think it's coming from Jenny's. I think it's the TV.
No, is it? My TV's gone turned down. Brian, my TV's down.
It's not
Can you
my
hear it?
end.
Yeah,
Let's see if it's
we-
okay. So what we do is each person goes on mute, and then we know who it is.
Okay.
We'll
Who's
start
on
with
it?
Jenny first.
Okay.
Jenny, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
See, it's Jenny.
You sure about that?
we don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't hear a thing.
Think about it this way. For 20 seconds, we had a show where Jenny was on and you heard absolutely nothing.
Harry, let me tell you, I've got a big foot and it reaches Indiana. Buddy,
There you go.
I've got a big foot.
The peace and quiet.
Okay, puppies, don't be good. No, you see? It's down. It's down. It's down.
What are you watching back? Is that the Muppets?
It's like Christmas music. And it's like it's let me see if I can turn it up here.
I was wondering what was playing in the background.
Yeah. Told you it was.
I thought I saw Kermit the Frog back there.
That's exactly what it was.
That is what we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah.
It's the Muppets.
And thank you for playing today's game.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you know,
The big winner.
who is your
making the noise
favorite?
in the background?
I'm going to ask, who is your favorite Muppet? Who is your
Well,
favorite?
I'm gonna be honest. I've never really been much of a Muppet fan.
Yeah, neither have I.
Really?
No, tough question.
Oh my god. I am the chef. Food.
I think as I was growing up, I was watching Fraggle Rock and I was watching Muppets.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
I like the two guys in the balcony.
I didn't know the characters' names, but I think I remember watching Fraggle Rock more than I did the Muppets.
I don't know any of their names. I just know.
I like the two guys in the balcony.
See, with me,
Oh, it's just the Muppet, the two grumpy old men, Brian.
Yeah.
See, with me, I didn't really.
Oh,
That's
man.
Hubbo.
See, with me,
Because I
wasn't really
might be
much of a-
one.
I wasn't really much of a Muppets fan either, honestly. I mean, I watched this till I was 11, but I was actually more of a. It used to be an awesome show, but now the show it's still running to this day, but it sucks now. I used to watch Thomas and Friends. That was my show I grew up with.
What is it?
Thomas and
Tom-
Friends?
Yeah, the train.
Yeah.
Is that the
Train.
truth? Oh my god! Oh Jesus! No.
I thought,
My son
it's the
was a
reality,
huge fan of that show.
I thought you were
What's
going to
that?
say the amazing
Yeah.
gumball.
Oh my god, it was
Amazing Gumball.
See, with Thomas, what was so good about the show was I didn't realize that they had like all these big names that would narrate the like first couple series. Like when they first started back in the mid '80s, it was narrated by Ringo Starr, you know, for the UK, and then George Carlin
Yes.
for the US. And you know, despite my age, I look back at those episodes now, I'm thinking, geez, these are just classics. They're legendary. Like, what the hell happened to the show?
Did anybody ever watch The Famous Five?
Never heard of it.
I never heard of that one.
The Famous Five was an English UK show. 5 people on a border collie, and they were solving mysteries. But I love them. The Famous Five.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Scooby Doo?
No,
That's what I was about to say.
that was a Great Dane. That's a Great Dane. We had a border collie, and it was like real. Now I want to show you a picture because I showed some of you earlier on. My twin got me a picture for Christmas.
Oh, you're going to enjoy this one.
It took me a minute
Beavis and Butthead.
to watch this, but I just thought it was so funny. I almost hit her with it.
Well, you know
I thought
who
it was
just
very
recently
funny.
died from Sesame Street?
Who?
Yeah, the I know
Bob
exactly.
McGrath just recently died.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Was he the founder?
He
No,
was
he
there.
wasn't the
He'd been
founder.
there the longest.
Yeah, he was like kind of one of the originals, and I do remember, of course, you know, growing up watching him. He did it probably longer than anyone else, but
30 years.
yeah, he did it. He did it for 30 years, and he just recently passed away.
At the age of 90.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
Oh gosh.
he lived a long life.
One show that I really enjoyed when I was growing up was Wishbone.
Wishbone. Oh my God, I remember that show too. That was
Fozzie
awesome.
Bear. Oh my god, I love Fozzie.
Wishbone was like a little, like a Jack Russell.
Yeah, I think it was Jack. Yeah, it was a Jack
Yeah.
Russell.
He was a Jack Russell, and he would talk through the show, but not talk to the people. You would just be hearing his thoughts. And
Wow.
and in a half-hour show, there would be the live action thing, and then it would go into like a storytelling thing, like a retelling of a classic tale, featuring Wishbone the dog as the main character.
I would like that.
It was a really good show back in the day. I don't know. I don't think it lasted, but maybe 2-3 years.
First air date was 1995.
That's right. Yeah, I know it was in the 90s. Yeah, it was in the mid 90s that it aired.
But I really enjoyed that show. It was a PBS show.
Yeah, it was.
I was
You know
gonna
what?
say, I wouldn't
You know what?
watch it.
Another good show was, and this was also on PBS, and this was actually something we watched when we were growing up in school. It was in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, I think. Reading Rainbow.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Have you heard of it, Nando?
No, the only one that I can recall that I don't know if you guys would know was Button Moon. I don't know if anyone.
We're going to
Yeah,
Button
Moon. Yeah,
I
it's basically
freaking loved it.
Characters made out of kitchen utensils and things like that, and they're
Yeah. Oh my god. I loved this song because it was so comforting. I don't know why. It was just really nice. I loved that actually.
Wishbone was on for 2
There's a
seasons.
thing that we had here in Ireland called Bosco. There's a thing we had in Ireland called Bosco. Let me tell. Oh my god, how bloody thick was that show? I got a knock, open wide.
2 years, yeah.
It was
There
an
was a
Irish
television film too that
Muppet.
came out in '98.
It was an Irish
Johnny.
puppet. Oh, you're Grant. Bosco was an Irish puppet, and you just wanted to punch his face in because he was so annoying, and he had this high-pitched Irish voice. He went, "Hello, boys and girls," and you wanted to just rip whoever's hand was up his arse and just break the freaking doll because we hated Bosco. And oh my god, it was just so why? I think it was in the 80s, but it was just that Irish thing here called Bosco. I think they're going to try and bring him back out. If they do, it's not happening. It's not happening. We don't. If you look up Bosco is not a show that I want my children. What?
There was another show back in the day.
Irish version of me. Then let Brad look up Bosco. BOSCO.
Well, this is awfully disappointing.
What?
Wishbone died in 2001 on June 26. That's my birthday. June 26.
Oh my god!
Oh sugar!
Disappointing news.
His
I was just looking up. Brian, did you see this?
Wait,
I was looking more up sorry,
June 26, 2001, he died.
Wow.
That's my birthday.
Hey, Robin.
26.
June 26, your birthday? That's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I had no idea he died on that day. A wrestler, Buddy Rogers, died on that day as well in '92.
Oh, wow.
Another show that I really enjoyed back in the day that was also on PBS, if any of you guys remember this, is called MathNet.
MathNet. Why does that sound familiar?
Basically, the FBI type people that they used math problems to solve whatever crime was going on the show.
From the 80s. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it started in 82 and ended in 87.
87. 87 to 92.
Yeah.
I was looking something up. Brian, I don't know if you saw this. I was looking up more about Wishbone. I was on Wikipedia. They're trying to make another Wishbone film, which would be the first theatrical one that they would make.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it says about 2 years ago, it was announced that they were developing a film adaptation of the series. Now, technically, this would be the second film because there was that television movie that was released almost 25 years ago.
Yeah, and that's why right after that movie came out, the second season started, and that's when it died because they didn't have enough money to support the show.
I hope Brad is joking.
And that's a shame too. That was a fun show to watch.
It was.
Are they remaking Teletubbies?
But in fact, I was just looking at it. They actually had 5 different Wishbones.
Oh, really?
I
didn't know they had more than one.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, I knew about this.
Oh my god.
They are planning on remaking it, and from what I've heard, it's not.
Why?
I don't know why, but I already know for a fact it's not going to be as good as the original series.
I never watched Teletubbies and never could get into it. It's just.
I'm glad my children are grown up. Because if I had to watch that, if my kids were small, Mama would be having gin and tonic for breakfast.
You know, another show that I just thought of. I just thought of another show that was on PBS, and they started broadcast. This was too also from the late '80s and broadcast throughout the course of the '90s. Kids songs. Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah.
It was like different kids. Like they would have like some of these other shows. Like they have these imaginary friends, in costumes. But what was interesting about this show is, yes, they sing a lot of like classic like children's songs. but they also were one of the first shows where they also sang like classic songs between the 1950s and early 90s, I would say. So not necessarily really for like all ages, but they cover. It was one of the first shows that made covers of like they probably would do a song from like the Beach Boys or one from Elvis or that kind of stuff. It was a fun show back in the day. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to see if this was on PBS or not. I'm not seeing it, but another show that I really enjoyed watching was Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
What Brad said here about
That
my
sounds
son
nice,
grew up
Brad.
in the era of Barney.
Me too.
So, oh my
Oh my
God,
gosh,
it
that
was
was my
like
daughter.
Barney
Yeah.
every
I was-
single
I
day.
was
For
one
the
of
love
those-
of God, I wanted to kill myself.
Eric,
But I was one of those kids too. I grew up watching Barney as well.
You know, my neighbor in Austin was Baby Bop. He actually played Baby Bop.
no, are you freaking kidding
Oh,
me?
yeah. He's actually a small person. And when he first moved in, we had these big privacy fences, right? When he first moved in next door, I also had a basset hound, and I was standing out my back door going, "Come here, little man." Little man, that's what I used to call my basset hound. And I looked over the fence and I was like, son of a bitch, I have to go back in my house and never come out again. There is actually a 3-foot man or less standing.
Oh my gosh. That's
We're
hilarious.
still friends, by the way, but it was really funny. Yeah, it was really
Eric, what did you think was an Irish breakfast?
Gin
this
and tonic.
picture. Oh, the
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. Wow, sometimes, it depends. It
I just
depends.
thought of one other show I can remember growing up on PBS, and this was one that just recently ended this year. Was Arthur? You guys remember? You guys have to remember
Yeah.
Arthur, right?
The cartoon, right? The cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just.
Oh, is he the one
Arthur.
the ears up on
Yeah,
top?
he's an aardvark.
With the headphones down here.
Yeah. Well, glasses. No, it was he was supposed. Everyone always asks, what kind of animal was he supposed? He was supposed to be an aardvark. It turns out, and that show ran for like 25 years, and they finally ended the show. And you know what? I found out I wasn't the only one. A lot of kids, as well as people who grew up with the show, back in the 90s, we all tuned into that final episode. It was actually kind of emotional to watch, not only just a show that had ran for so long, but they did it so perfectly well that it not only, was something that modern day kids were watching, but it brought back a lot of memories of us who grew up watching it.
Mm.
So it was really well done to end the show.
Excuse me. My goodness. Irish breakfast is Baileys and coffee.
Oh, I stand.
Well, that will be for Christmas morning. Or a mimosa, even though I don't like champagne. I want to show you this picture like my twin got me for Christmas. And I just bloody thought it was hilarious. And I'm finishing off my sickness with a cough. It didn't help because I laughed into coughing. So let me see if you can make I'm trying to get the light out of it, what you can make out of it. What is the picture?
It's really quite creative.
She's the Virgin Mary, and I need to see this bigger. Let me see if I can make this bigger.
Jenny, can you put it on the solo layout?
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do that.
It's
He's this Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Yeah.
Jen, there should be a little picture like on the corner of your video. If you click on that should be able to give you the solo.
Let me see how to do it. You're going to teach me how to do this now. Okay, so
Kick herself out trying to do this.
I probably will.
I can try you.
Let's see what we're doing here. Okay.
Anybody want to bet?
Okay.
Try the one all the way on the left. Try the one on the left to solo, because I think if I hit it, it'll just be.
Oh, I know the solo thing. I know how
Yeah.
to do that. Let me just have.
And then you can show us.
Oh, is it this here? Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Another 20 seconds of quiet.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, if you just click on, if you put the mouse over your own screen,
Oh, yes. Okay, gotcha.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. Jeez, Jennifer.
Yep.
Okay.
I love that so much.
That's awesome.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Really quite creative, the way
It
they
really is.
And it's so bloody Irish when I see it, and it's an Irish artist who did it, and I don't know who it is. I'll have to look it up. But I just thought it was so funny.
That's cute.
So funny. And how do I get it myself out?
You just gotta click it again.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. That was a little bit, too close. But I thought it was funny. And I'm going to put it in my living room because I am painting after Christmas and so on. But I'm kind of like, I don't have a set design for my living room. If I like it, it goes up. So my sitting room can be like a multitude of, it looks nice this side, but this side's a little bit wacky. So that picture will be going up in my living room because I think it's bloody hilarious. And if I know who it is, I'm going to get more pictures of it because I think it's hilarious. Robin, how are you feeling?
Fantastic. You're asking. No, I'm okay right now. I'm fine. I'm fine right now. Yeah, thank you. I'm really glad to be on. Sorry I couldn't make it for the whole show, but
I'm glad you're here.
Once you send the link, I was like, well, I kind of have to now, right? So, no.
I'm glad you did.
There, I have to click it. I have to. So now I'm glad to be here. I'm super happy. I was watching. You guys are hilarious and a lot of fun, and I couldn't resist being on with this gang.
I know it's a bloody freaking. Come on, it's an amazing gang.
Absolutely.
At the end of the year, it is an amazing gang too.
Yep.
Nando. Okay, that's grand, Nando. That's grand. Nando has to go ahead and check his son.
What do you have, Nick?
Yeah, Brad told me to check his message. It's a picture of Gorilla wall repair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you. Yep, that's what he sent me.
Good luck.
I can never escape. This is why I always say that we're definitely stuck with Brad. It's like Gorilla Glue.
Oh yeah, we're stuck with Brad because of the Gorilla Glue.
I don't know if we have that here. I have to look for it. But if I do have it here, there's a lot of things I could use it for. Like sit up, like glue the chair and like glue the mouth. I could use it for. Look at this dog.
I know.
You know what I've noticed in the last 2 days? And he's 11 years of age. Don't eat the little ball. Wow. I've noticed in the last 2 days, his breath is beginning to stink. And normally in the last 2 days. Now, Robin. Oh, my mom and
how about some yogurt? Give him some yogurt or brush his teeth or something.
Yeah, I'm going
to give it a little floss.
It could be an internal thing, too.
Well,
yogurt.
He's 11, so I did check his teeth. This tooth looks to be dead. This one's fine, and he's got pretty okay teeth for 11 years of age. But Mommy knows. I have now there's gorilla tape as well. Jesus.
What do you say?
There's gorilla tape as well.
Yep, there's gorilla tape too.
Good job.
Yeah, there's a lot of good gorilla products.
Good
Lord.
Is this a paid here in Ireland?
It does work, but don't want to put it. Don't want to put it on yourself.
Oh, Robin and Brian, it's a pleasure to finally meet you guys, and as Jen too.
It's nice to meet you, Greg.
Greg's first time in
nice
Shadow
meeting you.
In the night. I'm delighted to put it on Brian.
Unfortunately, I have to go down, but I want to thank you for inviting me today, and it was finally nice to meet.
We're finishing up here soon.
Finally, nice to meet
Brian, at some
everyone.
point, I would like to get you on our other show, Supernatural Talk, so we can talk about this global ghost hunt thing of yours.
Well, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
just
I wanted to say really
nice at 8:00.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
just
Brian, I just want to say too, it was definitely a pleasure to finally meet you as well. So
it was nice meeting you guys as well.
Brian is a cool guy. Brian is awesome.
It's Robin. It's always nice seeing you.
Yep. Nice to see you.
Yeah,
don't we just bloody love Robin? We love Robin. I love the way Greg works, and I love the way that Greg has used the ITC with the Estes method, going through like 6 ways and different places. I mean, something I would definitely would do. It is a lot of work to do. It's not that easy, but I would definitely bloody do it.
Yeah, I think the recording part or the gathering of the evidence at the end is the most crucial.
Yeah.
Definitely message me, guys. Definitely message me, Jerry.
Yeah, we definitely
but
will.
No, that's okay.
Supernatural Talk soon.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. And Jenny, thank you for inviting me. It was a lot of
You're
fun.
welcome.
Sorry I didn't wear my jumper, but I'm glad I didn't because I don't look like Wally. I don't look like Wally.
Is it Betty? Am I Wally?
Bye, everyone.
Good
night. Good night.
That's a
hilarious. But Robin, I want to tell you about what Greg does. Greg does the Estes method, but he instead of just doing it one person, he does it about 2 or 3 or 4, 6 people.
Nice.
All doing the Estes method at the same time.
So
But-
just like a blanket covering the location all at once?
At different
all the way across. Like for instance, I'm in Illinois.
Yeah.
We have people up in Minnesota. We have people out in Missouri. We have people up in Rhode Island. And we could do, not that we do it all the time because the logistics come into play as far as the timing's concerned.
Of course.
And you have the intention too. So all you have to do is have 1 or 2 people that are really off on their intention, and it could cause issues.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic. I thought I'd join you on that sometime.
Isn't it brilliant?
Hey, Robin, I thought I should tell you too to add, what Greg was saying. He's also just because I'm also in Illinois too. He only lives like an hour away from me, so he's not that far from me.
Oh, nice.
We've run into each other over the years quite a bit.
Oh, a lot of times. It's always a lot of fun.
I'm looking to get together again, so maybe I love meeting kind of in the middle. So we did Wildwood already, but I have Hinsdale on the list, and I have a date open. So.
Whoa!
Wow!
That definitely came from Jenny.
Yeah, somebody's hungry, but
It's my dog.
yeah, man. I'd love to meet up and work with other people like constantly as much as I possibly can. So I'm up for it, whether it's over doing the phone thing, in the ITC.
Yeah.
I'm in upstate New York. I live in an active house, and so I'm willing to do that with you. But so much so, my husband's not really into it. He kind of believes, he doesn't want to hear anything about it. But there was so much banging and footsteps the other night.
Really?
He got a knife and went upstairs. He said, absolutely, there's somebody in this house. And I said, well, I don't feel really good. But I knew there was, and I knew it was spiritual activity. He actually, and this takes a lot for him. God, if you guys knew him, you would know it took a lot for him to go up with a knife and look. Look. Yep. It was like boom, boom. And it would and we'd wait about 4 or 5 minutes and it would start happening again. As soon as we started talking about something else, I really, So anyway, I could even do it. What?
Did you check it out? Did you get your recorder out? I'm all about
I actually didn't feel good. That's why he went upstairs. Otherwise, me, I'm like Miss Karate. I'd go up there and get that guy. But I was like, no, can't, it was him.
Is he still updating the Minions, fine tuning it?
Absolutely. And we've actually gone to the Minions, just for people that don't know, they're basically little like weather station devices that record to database that we deploy over locations to kind of correlate our data and that sort of thing. But we're in Minions 2.0. I call it the Travelers. It's much more camera friendly. They're larger and they have lights and they still record a database and everything, but they look cooler and they're a little bit bigger. So I'm not over there going, But I'm actually going to be debuting those on February 18th at an event I'm involved in at Wildwood again, of course, with Mike Hatcher and John Griffin. Actually, we're all 3 of us are doing an event together.
Seeing that,
it's going to be great.
That's awesome. I'm laughing at Brian. I thought you were going to say your husband's not real.
He's not interested in going. He's been to Wildwood once. He just said He'll make the devices, whatever I want. I'll say, gee, it would be nice if I had a device that did X, Y, Z. He'll make it, but he doesn't want to go and experience.
Does Bill believe in the paranormal?
He does, and that's why he doesn't want to experience it. He's just one of those people, yeah. So, but I'm lucky enough to at least have such a smart, savvy husband who understands what it is that I need and want. And then he's able to follow through and make it. And then he lets me run off. And I like to tell the story of, I remember when I first met John Griffin and his brother Jeremy. And a week later, I'm in a car driving, 5 hours away to Wildwood. And somebody said, you're going to let your wife drive off to a haunted house with 2 men she met on the internet. And he said, his answer was, they're the ones that should be scared.
Well, that's true. That is true. True. Because
I can say this: I've have worked with Robin on numerous occasions, And each time she brings out something new that I never expected out of her. There was one time that we were doing a jail, and she goes into this kitchen where there used to be a Mexican chef or Mexican cook. And I went in there, and she was just talking in fluent Spanish. Yeah.
I'm a language aficionado, not an expert, but I do like trying to communicate to the spirits in their native language where they're most comfortable. And even, sometimes you're in a second language, even the living, even though you feel like you can do it in practice, when you get in front of a native speaker, you kind of clam up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just kind of figure that you can get responses better in someone's native tongue. And so I try, I do know Spanish, but I will work to try to learn phrases and things from, if I think there's German spirits there, I'll try to speak German.
Absolutely. Which is a good thing. It really, really is. I remember one time myself and Robin were on video call together, and the rest of the team were downstairs. And I think it was at Wilson Castle.
Yes.
And she was going upstairs, and this is like me being like kind of kick my heels and salute kind of thing. And she's gone into the second floor, which was the attic. And she goes, Jenny, I just found a ladder and a door, like an attic. And I'm like, let the others know where you're going. Safety first. And I'm here in Ireland. My computer was upstairs in my bedroom at the time. And I'm like, and I'm trying to shout, John, she's going into the attic.
Yeah.
She's going into the attic. Just to make sure safety first, that you found a place that no one knew about.
Mm-hmm.
So she went into the attic, and there was a sweeping brush there. There was a brick wall there.
Yeah.
There was bricks on the floor. And I said, pile the bricks up together and see if they can, move or put the brush in a certain way. And it was an old rake and an old fan sweeping brush.
Yeah, it was old.
And there was another floor, and I think you were going to go up to that one too. And I was like, don't do it. I'm like, John.
Well, this door, you can walk. We walked by it so many times, it looked like the wall. So, and I saw that there was a little scratches, and I was like, someone's been opening this. And I pulled on it, and sure enough, it was this tiny staircase to like the real attic. In this, but the speaking of languages, though, one of the things we did there is we knew that there were a lot of French Irish servants there, and you were speaking Gaelic and some old Irish to them to try to get activity and get voices, and we did.
Jenny is Adam Dumb, Connors a Tortu. Jenny is my name. How are you?
Yep.
So see if we can get something back in Irish, which would have been great, because back in the day, we had that
absolutely that it gets responses, and I've spoken before, say in the local Native American or indigenous language, and I've gotten answers back. I have no way of knowing what they're saying, but I got answers back. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and eventually you can find out sometimes what they're saying, but that is very difficult. But I'm just saying, like, anytime you get a chance to use a native language a native speaking language to that person, they tend to respond, they like perk up, like, hey, I know those words.
That's why it would always be beneficial to have somebody who knows other languages on your team.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's it. I remember when Aidan was on the team, and he was very fluent in French and German, and we were in Redwood Castle, and we were in the chapel, and he's saying the prayer out in French, and at the very, very end, because you have the recorder running, you hear nothing there and then, which is the law at this stage. But when we listen back to it, you can hear a woman saying amen so clearly at the end of it, and I was like, oh my god, I love that. I was only talking to Aidan a few days ago, and so I'm kind of dragging him to, I can hear the kitten in the crate playing. I am going to drag him to Melmount with us on the 29th, so hopefully Aidan will join us there on the 29th in Melmount. It would be great to have him back in there with us.
I know. It's just that there's so much going on at that place I was talking about, Chris Carl, that I did say French, and I go, no, I corrected myself, like, no, I'm in Irish. I know the difference.
German. Eric is I only know German, which is
okay. So Eric, so like it's Christmas time, right? So I would say that you go into a location, start. The only real German song that I know is like Silent Night in German. So I would go in and literally start singing and see if you could get, it was something we learned in choir when I was in, high school or something like that, but I still remember it. the language person, right? So it's always there.
That's awesome.
So I would say that, whatever if you can just kind of put it out there, you never know what you're going to get back on that recorder.
That's the thing. We call out in French, German, Irish.
Yes.
I don't know much, but I will write down sentences in French.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or in Gaelic, even though I'm not fluent in Gaelic. I bought a mug tonight, and it's in Gaelic, and it says don't judge me. I had to Google it. What I said in Irish said, "What's the story, Santa?" That's a real Irish thing to say.
Yeah.
What's the story? It's like, what's up?
Story.
It's kind of like, what's up?
And
But
he
I had
said,
to-
"You're bad, okay?"
I was supposed to use it tonight on the show, but I ended up using my resting Grinch face.
I like it.
new mug.
I like it. But I like that you say you write it down, and sometimes I will take the same, let's say 10 questions. And if I don't feel comfortable, like if I'm not at the level in a certain language, like I will have people that I know are native speakers of that language. I'll say, here's 10 questions. Will you mail me voicemail me back these questions, and I will play them at a location. And we were at it was Wilson Castle, and I was with Mike Hatcher. He's in the dark. He loves his like black mirrors and things, so it's very quiet. Everyone's silent. He's staring into this thing, and out of the blue, I hit my recorder to play. It's the local in Iroquois voice, and it came off really loud. And I thought he was gonna like pass out and die. I scared the crap because I was standing right behind him, and he didn't realize he's staring into this thing with a candle, and suddenly this lady's voice. It was the best. And
when you stare into the mirrors, I was going to say as well, there was one time we were on a location up in the north of Ireland in the Shane's Castle underneath the tunnels. And what we used to do is we would always pick a vault and stand in them. The vaults could be like 25, 30 feet down. Did you ever see the movie game or the show Games of Thrones?
Yes, yeah.
Some of it was filmed in these tunnels where we used to investigate for like every single month for 6 years, I think. Every single month. Every single month. It was like consecutive. It's where I started off in the paranormal. And what a place to start off in. It was, I still talk about it to this day. I went up last year, I think, or the year before, with a friend of mine on the grounds, because when I left there, I never knew at that time I was going to leave the team and so on, or the team was going to break up. So I went up 2 years ago to be on the grounds again to say my own personal goodbye, just because I started off my paranormal time there. But we used to stand in these falls, and the founder at the time had 7 questions to each person, and we would ask those questions out. So he goes, question 1, he'd stand in the middle of the aisle, like the tunnels. It's like, I mean, of all the places you would investigate, this is one I would love to show everyone. It's my kind of like, I was there location. When I think about it now, how lucky I was to get to investigate it. But we would call out questions. All 6 people or 7 people call out the same questions, but in our minds. And they were all the same questions. So what we were looking for is, can they read your mind? Can they hear your thoughts? So back at the time, I didn't do audio then. So I didn't get a lot of results from it because I didn't do audio and I wasn't given a lot of information after it. Now, what I'm going to start to do is to ask questions out in our minds, have 2 or 3 recorders running, and see if we can get something from that. Can they read your minds?
Jeremy, do you remember being at Wildwood? And we did a very similar experiment. Yeah, we did. And we did get some.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Every time we went to Wildwood, we got something.
Say that again, Jeremy?
Every time Robin and I had been to Wildwood, we got something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And only when I was with them.
Where we go, Robin and I always end up being paired up.
We do.
And
when I went to Wildwood with you guys, obviously that was just no exception. There was incredible what we got at Wildwood. And
yeah,
I'm really hoping to go back there real soon.
Yeah, I want to.
When are you back in Wildwood? Can you go back into it?
In
Wildwood.
Back to Wildwood.
Yeah, Wildwood in time, really.
Yeah, because they know who we are really well. I mean, it was my first, at least for me, it was my first time I got to meet Lori Ann Regatha, if I'm saying that correctly. She's very, very nice. I mean, I've been friends with her on Facebook for the last 2 years. This was my first time meeting her face to face, and she really liked us a lot. So we could pretty much go back whenever we would like to. So I'm hoping to.
I remember when you were doing that live, Nick, at the sanatorium, the Wildwood Sanatorium. I think that's why. I hope that's the right one I'm talking about. And you were doing a live on the outside, and
when we were doing the tour for our show,
Yes. And one of the questions I asked was, because I didn't realize it was such a residential area.
Yes.
That one of my questions were, how do the neighbors feel about, filming and amounts of paranormal teams going into this home? Do they see it as this house, or are they're just not phased with it?
Well, I know that I've heard before that Lori said her neighbor down the street came over, knocked on the door. And they don't actually live there. They do. Lori and Brooke, that's her daughter. They own it, right? They don't actually live, but the neighbor came down and said, "Will you come take your spirits back?" And she was laughing. She goes, "I don't think she understands how this works," but she came down and was insisting, "Lori, come get those spirits and bring them back to Wildwood," because the woman was just sure that they had come from there. And I think that's pretty interesting, right?
And they went to her house.
Yeah, and now I just did a solo at Wildwood maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was filming for this. It's a show about being alone in a location or whatever. But I was filming for that, and there's usually curtains in the front bay window. Well, they're gone. And I didn't even notice until I marched right out of the bathroom and almost my underwear. I'm just going to say, and I turned and looked, and I remember. Then you remember you're in a residential neighborhood. You're not out in the middle of anywhere. And I'm just hoping that the neighbor wasn't happened to be looking right in the window because the lights were on. So I just turned around and walked back in the bathroom. I was like, my stuff's out there. I'm in the, you know what I mean? So I had to grab a little towel, but I thought it was hilarious that maybe the neighbors like the activity sometimes. Maybe they don't, if you know what I mean. So I
was seeing it was such it's kind of like a neighborhood.
It is a neighborhood.
Why I thought it was by itself, I don't know. And I remember when Nick was going around and I seen this, it was beautiful because I remember Lori had planted new flowers.
Yes.
And so on. And then you had this, which I only see in movies, because I'm going to sound so bloody Irish about this now. There was these 2 doors on the outside that you can lift up into the basement.
Yes.
These things I see in movies. We don't, and I'm watching it thinking, oh my God, this is real. You really do have these things.
Yes.
I was such a tourist watching the live. I was such a tourist. I was bloody stupid. But you have these things that you lift up. I'm like, oh my God, if someone wanted to break into your house, they're getting into the basement.
Yeah, you can't get in. I have bulkhead doors here too. They're also called Bilco or something. I have them in this house, and there's locks on the inside, those metal doors. But
it was beautiful to see. It was really nice to see. And I was kind of touristy watching it from the live, and I'm watching the neighborhoods, and I'm watching these houses to see if I can feel something from these houses by saying, this is a regular street, but you've got this house that everybody goes to. Does that house look the same as the other houses on the street?
No.
It doesn't.
Why is it different? Why?
I feel that was one of the first things built in that area. In that, absolutely, it was more country. It was made to be more of a retreat for holistic healing, where you could go and relax in the country. The rest of those houses, I'm guessing, are they look to me to be 1935, 1940, maybe post-war, 1945 to mid-centuries.
See, I remember asking Lori, because I know, that's true. That's how most of the houses in that area look. But there were a few other historic houses that I did see that kind of did surround certain parts of the neighborhood. And I just got that vibe that I'm sure some of these other houses were probably haunted. So I remember asking Lori, saying, I know a lot of people come to Wildwood, obviously to your location, but seeing some of these other locations, I'm getting this vibe that there's activity. I'm sure there's activity going in these
I agree.
houses. Do they have? I asked, do they ever allow anybody to come into those houses? And she said, of course, understandably, yes, most of the others are private residences, so no. But she did say there was one location, I think it might have been another house, where they used to have it open for investigations, but they don't do them anymore. But there used to be just down the street from Wildwood.
I was on the same street.
It was on. I think it might have been the same street. I don't think it actually had a name. I think it really was probably it was a historic building or house. They used to do investigations, but they don't do them anymore.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me. And there's cemeteries everywhere around there.
Wow.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Sorry.
I was saying there's not many houses on that street to begin with.
Yeah, there's only a few. It's not a very big neighborhood.
Yeah. And let's say like maybe hauntings sometimes are enhanced by geomagnetic activity, and so it wouldn't just be underneath that house and that location.
Yeah.
It's that area, and then you have all the indigenous activity and all that.
Well,
I bet that whole area is just insane.
Back and forth.
There's a theory that I have that I want to run across you. See what you think about it. Something that I had an idea a few months ago, and I think you might be more closely associated with this type of thinking than anybody else. I want to run that across you.
Nice.
When you look at Wildwood from the outside, it doesn't look exactly like a house, but it doesn't look like a center or a hospital or anything. It looks more like a duplex apartment.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
At one time, there was 3 apartments too. In the 60s and early 70s, they had it separated into 3 apartments.
Yeah.
In that house.
Yes.
Into 3.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me.
I cannot imagine, especially on the 3rd floor, trying to live or maybe even have kids, like your daily life there. And I know you can get used to things, but having a daily life there, you would probably. And I know that they like to project. And it's fine if they want to project a more positive haunting, if you will, if that's the way to put it or what. But I cannot imagine trying to daily live with some of that. It's like those energy walls, when something's ready to make you leave, it can, even the most hardened investigator can make you say, well, maybe I'm going to go downstairs and get a snack or something. You just kind of go. And I can't imagine trying to sleep there every night. Yeah. Well, you never get rest. The nurses check your feet. Somebody's walking on the bed. It's like a constant nightly thing. So I just don't know how you could actually pay rent and live there.
Good God.
Yeah.
It's really tight up there on the 3rd floor. You got a lot more room on the 2nd floor.
Yes.
Not a whole lot of room on the 1st floor, really. I think you get more room on the 2nd floor than you do the 1st.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where there's a doll room.
There is, yes. And
Yes,
and
there
I
is.
was corrected on EVP by that too. I walked in, I was showing Katie Peak around her first trip there, and this was like 3:00 in the afternoon. And I go, Kate and Robin in the doll room. I was, about to do an EVP, and immediately a male's voice came through and said, the clown room. And I thought, that's not what I wanted to hear. That's not.
That's a little worse, I mean,
Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? Just now?
I heard that.
Yeah, I just heard that. What was that?
There's a stack of wood over there that's very vertical, and wood just 2 pieces of wood just fell off. They're all stacked perfectly vertical, and they just fell off onto the kitchen floor.
Somebody's trying to get Robin's attention because she's paying attention to us now.
Yeah.
I had a bang here about, say, 5 minutes ago, but I just ignored it, as you do. You just ignore these things.
So why can't this be some sort of ITC session?
Yeah.
There's many lives that I've done that I've heard something being said or my name being said, and I've watched it back, and you can hear there's static coming through, like electric static coming through, and then you hear a man saying, Jenny, and you'll see me looking up, and I'm the only one that heard my name. I have it recorded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe you.
The best one, I think, is one of those theaters that you go to.
Me?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
You
Bethany
told me
Museum.
this about a year or so ago. Is the best thing I've ever heard. Is like every time you go into this one building, you get an EVP. Bitch is back.
Well, yeah. Did I play that audio for you when I have two guys? I was standing at the elevator and two guys were saying like, "Bitch." Or like, "Oh, she's back," or something like that. Did I play that for you before?
How else would I know that?
The bitch is back. Well, don't.
That's what you told me. There's this one particular place you go to, and it's where you go frequently, and you get this EVP.
Oh, that's the Drogheda Museum, Melmount. But you see, I think because I'm in that location about 6 years, it's kind of like family, but some like me and some don't. It's family. And I'm kind of like I always say, not every piece of history is written in the books. And this is why I researched the same location consecutively. And I remember someone saying to me, Jenny, if you keep going back to the same locations time and time again, people are going to get bored. And I said, well, if I do it live, it's blessed that I do it live and you can see what I'm doing, because normally I won't do a live on investigations. If I do a live, be thankful I'm doing a live. Yeah. I'm not doing a live for like 3 hours every single investigation I go on, because that takes me off the work that I'm trying to do. But I repetitively go to the same locations time and time and time again. Leap Castle, Drogheda Museum, Melmount, Redwood Castle. Love Redwood Castle. Leap Castle there's so much to Leap Castle that I even knew possible. Like, it's an amazing place to go to. And the Athenaeum Museum, which is another fantastic place. These are my 4 hotspots to go to. I do like Wicklow Jail as well. And there are many locations in Ireland that I will be going to. But these are my 4 hotspots that I love to go to. These are my places that I go to. Yeah.
Jenny, that reminds me. I got to send you something. It's actually, I know it's not one of the 4, but I know, of course, you got to Charleville Castle.
Let me tell you about Charleville Castle. I have been in it. Let me tell you, it is
spectacular. Well, you go ahead first. Then I'll tell you.
Gillian Murphy, who comes on here and watches the shows, and she goes, "How are you?" She worked in Charleville Castle, and she was the one who graciously brought myself and my team into Charleville Castle when it's close to paranormal teams. So we got the chance to go into Charleville Castle.
Hey, Joanne.
I went into it twice actually, and it is just let me tell you, it flabbergasted me for a second. It flabbergasted me. It really did. I loved it. Yes, Pamela, that's the kitchen in the museum. We're back there on the 29th. And Joanne, hello, Joanne, I got your card. It was a surprise, and thank you so much.
I got your card too.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I think I only got it like this evening when I go home from town. My wife always gets hate from spirits. When we go to places, I always attract them.
So, Jenny, what I was going to say was it's a video I'll have to send you. So I think I've told you guys a few times, but you remember how I said I came across someone who uploaded like a lot of the older paranormal shows from the Travel Channel? You guys remember I said that? So in case you guys ever want to check out any of the older stuff, there's a new YouTube channel that I don't know where he's getting. I don't know the guy's name. He's just called, his YouTube page is just called They're Here. Ghosts, UFOs, Crop Circles Archive. It's like a lot of the old paranormal shows from like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. And among one of them, now I'm going to cut to the chase of what I'm going to send you, Jenny, is I think I told you guys there was a show that used to air on the Travel Channel that was called Haunted Hotels. Remember, I think I told you? Somebody uploaded it. I told you a thing about this a long time ago, Jenny. They said apparently they apparently did an episode or a segment on Charleville Castle, but the guy who uploaded from last year, he didn't have that episode. But for this YouTube Paranormal Archive pages, I'll call it, he had the episode. So now I could send it to you. So
me, I would love to see it.
Yeah, this was about like 20 years ago that they.
Oh wow!
So
Really?
this is it's an oldie, but I haven't watched the episode yet. But somebody finally uploaded the episode with Charleville Castle in it.
I would love to see the Charleville Castle because let me tell you, the way Charleville Castle was built. When Gillian was telling us this story from the outside of how it was built, you have, like a chess piece. You'd have the kings and the queens. So I have to send you the pictures, but the towers of the men's side and the women's side, you would have the chess piece puzzle like built like that on the outside. It's absolutely amazing. I'm looking at Eric here. You should see some of stuff Ryan O'Neill. I met Ryan O'Neill only a few weeks ago. I met him. He's such a lovely guy. Yeah, I've met Ryan. I keep banging my microphone. I met Ryan. He's such a really nice guy. And Joanne got yours, Jeremy. Spot on. Hello, Laurie. How you doing, Laurie? Oh, hotels. See, that's the thing.
Eric knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
When you start off in the paranormal and you think a hotel is just a hotel until you do the paranormal. And then when I go to a hotel now, I always Google how old is the hotel. Because now I have learned of the
when you think about it, because like I said, haunted hotels back in the day when they used to have, this was back when the Travel Channel only used to show paranormal shows on Friday nights. And as I would put it, this was the pre-Ghost Adventures days. This was back when pretty much most haunted kind of had the entire kind of ran things, but there were also these other paranormal shows and specials out there that you just don't see anymore. Sadly, they're very hard to find. And Haunted Hotels was really among one of those shows that I watched frequently during my early days of studying the paranormal. So had it not been for that show and some of the others, I don't think it would have put me to where I am today. And it just
let me tell you now, on the February the 18th, there is Day of the Explained Convention Day here in Ireland, in the south of Ireland.
Yes.
And we have fantastic guests coming over. And then we have I'm staying for the weekend because I just, got to rest the day beforehand and work the next day. I think I'm coming home that day. I'm not too sure. But anyhow, so we're going to be meet up with Dr. Kieran O'Keefe and so on. So
yes.
I just love Dr. Kieran O'Keefe. We have Steve Parsons. We have fantastic speakers coming over to get involved in this. But I'm very much looking forward to talking to Steve Parsons and Dr. Kieran O'Keefe. For sure.
Awesome.
I had Kieran on the show twice, and I just love the way he works. I
remember you tried getting me on for video chat so I could actually talk. I was so angry that my phone would not let me speak. Because, like I said, Kieran O'Keefe, like I said, in the days of, again, back to the days of, with Most Haunted being the dominant show.
And I was raging because I wanted you on to speak to Kieran because, if you get talking to Kieran, it's not rare and few in between, but when he's not working, it's good to get him when you can. And so I just and it was Aidan's last night on the show, and Aidan just is a big fan of Dr. Kieran O'Keefe. And I said to Aidan before the show began, I said, "You're opening the show." He goes, "What about you, Marker? What about you?" And I said, "It's up to you. You're going to open the show." And so I kind of left him to open the show, and he was a little bit gobsmacked.
Panicked? Yeah.
I was almost like ready to, I remember thinking about saying when you guys tried bringing me on when I was on the phone, at one point I was going to say, well, I guess I could try to wait until I come back home to my computer, but I guess you guys won't be waiting for me to come back. Because that would have been, I was also at my sister's house the day that you had me on.
Sliding him at the very last minute, just say, "Listen, Kieran, can I keep you on for a wee second?" Friend of mine, is a big fan, and Kieran being Kieran, he said, "Yeah, no problem," because he's Irish as well, Kieran O'Keefe. How could that not be an Irish name?
Exactly.
Kieran O'Keefe, and his family's from Dublin.
If I just basically only had a few seconds to just running, with the connection running right.
No.
Even if I had to just simply say, thank you for being a huge inspiration.
I will have him back on the show, though. I will have him back on. I just need to grab Aidan because he freaking loved Aidan. He loved Aidan. I'm just like, I am just sitting here paying the bills. you know. But he loves Aiden.
You know, with Kieran though, I think even back in the day when I used to watch a lot of those shows, like way back, and it was like wasn't he on Most Haunted?
Yeah, he was on Most Haunted.
So I would watch it and I would think, these guys are some real characters and everything. But then when Kieran would come on, I'd go, okay, I can listen to this person and I feel like I can trust what he's saying. He just comes off like that. But I was also like, there has to be another side to this person. Like he's got to have a little bit of a wild side.
And I tell you, we all love the wee lad. We do love the wee lad. And when he first started off, he was kind of like some people when we start off in the paranormal. This is what I think. This is how I work. This is what works for me. And then he began to open up a little bit. He began to relax a little bit more and listened. And I remember asking him on the last show that we had with him. And we were talking, parapsychologists and so on. And they are trying to debunk everything. And I said, so when we, as investigators and we go through audio, but we have the creme de la creme of audio sometimes we get. Right, okay, Nick. Yeah. And I said, so how does that fare out with you when we have the best piece of audio and that we can, and we're legit and we're honest, how does that fare out for you? I said, do we give you more work to do? And then he said, yes, yous do, yous bastards. And I was like, well, and I said, well, you're welcome. Because he's trying to debunk everything. And we're like, well, I'm here, black and white. This is what I'm getting. I know where I was. I know who was where. Figure this piece of audio out that nobody was in this room. Tell me. Dissect it for me and tell me. And it was such, and it was just a relaxed interview. It was just really nice to do. It was brilliant. It relaxed all of us, So yes.
Well, he has to be glad that he came on your show. And I just want to say for you, you're a fantastic interviewer. It's always interesting. It's always a lot of fun. And you get some of the top people in the field. And I just find that some shows I can watch, I'm like, okay, it's guest dependent, but it doesn't matter who your guest is really, whether it's, these more famous people or some of the people who are in the trenches constantly doing stuff. You have a great show, Jenny. And I'm not just saying you're arse. I said that in your native language.
Say it again.
Arse. That's French, by the way. I'm just saying that because
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that
on this Christmas show and all of that stuff. But you deserve that position. You deserve to be interviewing the top people in the field.
Oh my God! Really?
So thank you for allowing people like me to come on as well.
Jeez, I never get stuck for words ever because I feel like I just wing it. And yes, Jeremy, I get stuck for words. Yes, I do. I really, really do. I get stuck for words. I know.
Which I am going to have to hop off of here. My show is going to be coming on in an hour, and I got a couple things I need to get done before doing that one.
Yes.
Look at the I don't know. I killed Jen's ratings like I killed Jeremy's my first time on. Brad, get your ass on, Brad. Get your ass on.
Don't get me started on that one. It's like falling teeth getting him to answer.
Look, I could kill Jen's ratings. Oh, God.
Yeah. But anyway, I do need to hop off of here because is going to be having his own Christmas show here in a couple of hours, in an hour.
Yeah. Good to see you, Jeremy.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
We are on about 2.5 hours. We are.
I don't know how many caught Robin's sort of background special that she did here a little bit ago when she dimmed the lights.
Yeah, what was going on?
That was pretty outstanding, I thought.
Yeah, that was weird. I switched from the built-in camera on the laptop. I put in a webcam because the light just kept going off and on. So I'm not sure what was going on there.
That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've seen it going on, and I just thought, look, oh my God!
All we had were your facial features.
Oh, yeah, it was like freezing, and something was weird. It was
really neat looking. I thought.
All right, well, I'll see you all later. If I don't see you before,
have a great show. Merry Christmas.
We'll be watching.
Have a Merry Christmas, Jeremy.
Bye.
Good night. We'll talk to you later, Jeremy.
So yes, my inventor husband just came home from work. and handed me a little radio. I'm going to be showing when I do that event on February 18th at Wildwood. I'm going to be showing those who are interested on how to make their own ghost boxes. I think that'll be kind of fun.
I would love that.
Yeah, so
Hack Shacks. All Hack Shacks, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I would
sweet.
love that. Just Chris is saying here, guys, do you guys find that just by talking about paranormal makes your home more active? I think yes.
Yeah.
I do think yes. I do.
Because they're there and they just go, oh, wow, you're,
yeah,
you can hear me or you're interested. And yeah, I think
it's
Mine's
the attention.
mine's not that old, so
it's the land, right? I think.
Yeah, I would say the land.
I have a lot around me, a lot of Native American. This was all pretty much a whole Indian trail through here. So
Wow.
a long time ago. So
Where are you?
I'm up in northern Illinois, up by
Northern
the,
Illinois.
Yeah,
up by the
in
Wisconsin border.
Oh, okay.
So we got a lot of water, which, you know, the Indians were always attracted to that. And we have a lot of locations that are great spots for a lot of burial grounds.
Oh, okay. I can be there. I can probably be there by tomorrow night.
We also we're doing a event up in Broadhead, Wisconsin in April next year. And it's right in an old school that right behind was the railroad. And when the railroad came through, they just demolished these burial grounds.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot of real crazy things going on there.
I tell you, I mean, I know many people want to come to Ireland to investigate. I gotta want to go to America to investigate.
No, I caught
where'd Jeremy go?
Excuse me.
Oh, Jeremy had to go off because he's a show on in an hour.
I was going to say I will have to eventually get off too.
Yeah, that's fine because
supernatural talk.
we're on about 2.5 hours, so we're on a pretty long time.
So they're calling me for supper too.
Yeah, Bill just came home too, so it might be a natural.
It's natural. I think here, Anne Marie said, I think it's more often. Let me just put it up here. I think it's more often than not. It's the people. The more a person is open, the more you are showing. Totally agree with that.
Yeah. Look what Pamela just wrote. This is basically in our area, Greg.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois and Wisconsin have many active locations. How so we find out about the Broadhead event?
Go to Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations and Event page, and on that page it's the spirits. It's called our Spirits in the Spring event.
Yep.
And every year, well, not for the last couple of years, but we try to even put it on then. But it's instead of being here in Lake Villa or Antioch, Illinois, Lake Villa, we're going to be up at Broadhead, Wisconsin with it. And it's going to be big. We're going to have Patty Negri and Natalie Jones.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
It's a Paraflix event? That's great.
Yeah, it's a Paraflix event.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Greg, I was going to tell you that I think Tom and I might be going out to Spirits in the Spring. So if my reports are correct, that will probably be our first Paracon of 2023. So we're probably going to be there. And I know I was told too that Greg Backen is supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, Greg's going to be there.
Yeah, Greg, I was talking to him about it, and he's like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be there." I was like, "Oh well, looks like we'll probably see you there then."
The last time Eric, I was with him up at Anderson House up in Minnesota.
Yeah, Eric, I wanted to say, since he lives up in Wisconsin too, you should definitely go, Eric. Let's meet up if you're able to go.
There's Mr. Anthony Kerrigan. Anthony is from County Kerry, down at the south of Ireland. Anthony is from Ghost Era, and he is one of the hosts and founders of Day of the Unexplained on February the 18th.
Yeah, he's got another good last name too, Kerrigan.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Kerrigan, I know. Anthony, do you want to jump in for a sec? Anthony, is it snowing? We were talking about snow earlier. Anthony, if I sent you a link, do you want to jump in for a second because we are going in about 5 minutes?
Yes, it's snowing here too.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what's it like over in New York, Robin?
It's a lighter snow than you guys are probably getting, but it's coming down pretty steady, pretty good. Yeah,
it's coming your way, Robin.
I'm ready.
I said this earlier today. one of our show hosts, Adrian, who lives in Colorado. She got it first. It's kind of funny. It's like hitting all of our areas. It's like first it hit Adrian's area in Colorado. Then now it's hitting me in Greg's area, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. Then it's going to hit Jeremy's area, and well, it's already starting in Jeremy's area.
Yeah.
But now it's gonna eventually be coming your way, so it's affecting all of them.
I'm ready. I have wood inside. The ghosts are already knocking it around, ready to help me make the fire. Actually,
Anthony is fine. It's the last show of 2022 where I got 5 minutes left. I'd love Anthony to jump in for 5 minutes and just kind of give us just meet him because he's one of the ghost era guys here in Ireland. I'd love him to jump in.
It's fantastic that I finally got the opportunity just to meet you too, John.
Oh, you too, Greg. I'm so delighted you came on because it's your first time on Shadow Whispers in the Night. So I am honored that you came on, and I'm delighted.
No, I'm honored that you invited me.
Oh, listen, Greg.
It was more exciting to have you on, Greg. I mean, considering again, Greg, how much how good of friends we've become, it was pretty exciting to have you on too. So I mean, because I've been on the show before, so it's great to reconnect with you on another show.
Nick's been on my show, what, two times now?
At least 2 times, yes.
Really?
It's always been a pleasure to have him on too. Robin, you're next.
Hey,
I'm
up for it.
We'll have both of you on at the same time.
That sounds fantastic.
Awesome.
I have 2 shows. So I have that Metaphysical Crossing, which is all ITC, and then I have the Shadow Hour. In the Shadow Hour, I do basically people in the paranormal. Just people that I really enjoy. I try to limit it as far as my scope is concerned. It's people that I get an instant connection with.
Yeah.
I could feel I would love to hug both of you guys.
Oh, you love that.
The energy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's really lovely.
We have to be careful who we let touch us, right? So if you want to hug, I would definitely give you a hug. That sounds.
I know that.
I would love to hug you too. I'd love to. Have a love fest.
That's so awesome.
Nick's really hard to handle though when he's got that
the mask
on. I don't know. I'm waiting to see some balloons in the background.
No, listen, it will happen.
I hope I see you too, Alan.
Oh, that's awesome. Pamela was in Ireland before, and she was driving past and a train passed my town, and we were supposed to meet up, but time delays got happening, so we never got to meet up. But she was going through my area, and I was going to take over to the museum and so on. But it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It will happen. It's just plain freezing here. It's cold here. I need to call my daughter with some coal on my.
And in the South, it's harder here in the United States because they're not used to this. I mean, in South Carolina, it can get a little cold, but when it gets freezing and below freezing, it's not normal. People's houses are not insulated for this type of weather. And so I was mentioning this earlier today when I lived in, say, Austin, Texas, and my parents are outside of Waco, Texas. When it's freezing and below, pipes start bursting. You just don't have the insulation. You've got pier and beam foundations, and it's cold. My sister-in-law put plastic up everywhere, like it's an apocalypse. It's.
Are you in upstate New York?
I am. I'm about. I'm right by I'm a little south of Saratoga. So
are you close to Chautauqua?
I don't.
Lake Chautauqua.
There's so many lakes up here. I don't think so. I don't know that name. Yeah, I don't know that name.
The only reason I asked that, I used to one of the last big tournaments that I fished for muskies was up there.
Oh, okay, Chautauqua. I'll look it up and see where I am because there's a lot.
97 something. No, excuse me, 2003, I think it was.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I moved up here in 2012, so I feel like I'm still a newbie.
You see, that's how much I'm attracted to water and the energy.
Yes. Way. Me too. I need water. I have to have water. Yeah.
Keep the water dripping. And Anne-Marie saying, keep the water dripping.
Yes, keep it dripping.
Anne-Marie, I love you.
That's right.
She's the great lady, too.
She is. Anne's great.
I think I'm going to have to go
I was
because
just going to say we're going to come out of this now. We're going to say because we're on like over 2 hours, but I want to say thank you so much for coming on the last show of 2022.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
awesome to be here. It's a privilege. That's
And
It was such an honor. Thank you. It
yeah,
really
and again,
is.
I'm sorry I was late from earlier because the show. See,
hey, you weren't the Lone Ranger.
Well, I was going to say, see, the show I was on Jacqueline's show. She invited me onto her Christmas party.
Oh,
so,
Jacqueline. Oh, I love her. Yeah,
And
not at all. Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Well, the funniest thing is, I'm not. My whole schedule is that. Well, I thought that was my dad walking by. I would have called him over so he could say hello to you, Greg.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I like your dad. Your dad's a great guy.
Yeah, he's upstairs right now. He's upstairs watching TV. But no, seriously. Yeah, I mean, it was with my schedule for today. These shows, it's not over yet because just in an hour I gotta do.
You got another one to do.
I haven't even eaten yet, so right after this, I need to take a break.
The guy that we're going to do the new show with is in the room too, and that's Reggie Randall. He's a fantastic.
Wow!
Fantastic ITC guy.
Really? Oh, I'm so interested in that because I'm.
Yeah, it's
I'm
going to be
so
it's going to be a new show. We're going to go ahead and come out with. It's going to be coming out probably in mid-January. And it's going to be me and him, and I don't even have to say anything. He'll carry the whole show.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's been an awesome time. Thank you very much, everybody. And
thank you so
much.
much.
Thanks everybody that's been on. All the comments. Nick.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Oh no, I was just going to respond to what Eric. Seeing that Eric was on. I just accepted.
See you later,
happy
guys.
holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not only just that, Eric, I just accepted your friend request, so thank you for that. And Eric, if you want to see the next show, I'll be on in an hour. We're going to be on same network, Things Network, Supernatural Talk.
I will be watching. I will be watching. I'm going to throw some coal on my fire, and I will be watching.
Yes.
Chris, Nightmare, all have a wonderful Christmas. I look forward to seeing you all in 2023 night. I want to say Brian, Nando, Jeremy, Tracy, Tan, for jumping in tonight, Robin, Greg, Nick, everyone for jumping in tonight. I'm trying to think for
that guy.
Nick.
I'm trying to think for Nick. I had to think of your name for a second.
He's disguised as Santa.
I know. I'm going to bring us in the background for a second and then just play the intro for the last time of 2020.
Awesome job, Jen.
Awesome job.
Thank you. I appreciate it more than you know, guys. I really do. And I have the best people. I'm so honored and I'm so I kind of live off this because I'm so delighted that you all gave your time out to come on to Shadow Whispers in the Night, and I'm delighted. So
can't wait till the next one. Can't wait till the next
one. Till the next one is coming up very soon. I'm going to bring us in the background for a second. I'm going to play the intro and then 2 tickety boos.
Sounds good.